Hey, how's it going, universe? Welcome to another episode of Zoobox, a podcast about nonsense, much of which you are about to hear. I can tell you this right now. We've got a little special episode. We're going to do a watch-along. We've never done a watch-along on the regular show. So this is kind of an experiment, a little bit of a test. I know you audio listeners, I know some people are only listening to the podcast. I think you'll still be able to follow along, and I think you'll still be fine. We'll be stopping to talk and describe things kind of maybe a little bit more than we need to just for you guys as we're watching along this video. This infamous video. This is
So
deep.
this is
Zoobox
about
lore.
45. This is about an hour, 50 minutes.
50 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, this is definitely good material for Zoobox. It's ironic material for Zoobox. This is the type of content that people come here for, on the edge, the cutting edge of political correctness. You're going to be disturbed. You're going to be intrigued. You're going to be possibly aroused, depending on who you are.
I mean, listen, it takes all kinds, Dan. This country is a
It
beautiful.
too crazy. I might exit out.
No, you're not allowed to.
What do you mean?
This is your job, buddy. We're here to the end.
Listen.
It's nothing explicit.
I know, but I only gonna if it's something I don't want to watch. If it's like
Mike, you're locked in.
Too weird.
It is weird.
It is weird, but it's not.
It's not explicit.
Graphic.
Yeah.
It's not graphic. Like there's no graphic video. It's just maybe some. You could argue graphic language. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable.
I mean, every 5 minutes, I want you to stand up and back up so I can see if you have a boner or not.
No, I mean, if it gets too weird, I don't want to watch it. So.
I think you'll be fine.
All right. Well, I guess if you got.
I'm just telling you, I might exit early if it's weird.
Mike, come on, man.
Dan, what do you mean?
It's not.
If I don't feel comfortable watching something, I shouldn't have to watch it. If it's weird, I don't want to watch it.
It's like what David Goggins says. Who's going to carry the fucking boats, man? Who's going to carry the fucking boats?
It says, yeah, and I also and David Goggins would agree that you also have guidelines that you live by, and if you don't feel comfortable with things, you don't have to watch them or participate. So you have to stand up for what you believe in or what you think your morals are. And if it gets too weird for me, I can just exit. It's not a big deal.
Okay, if that's how you feel.
Yeah, I wish you would have told us that before, because we wouldn't have done this.
Well, you guys knew this about me. I mean, I don't know what this thing's about. I don't know what we're getting into.
I knew that you're an adult man and that you can handle like some edgy content. Like
I can handle edgy stuff, but if it's too weird, I don't want to watch it. Basically, I don't like watching weird stuff.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Okay. Sure.
It's definitely, Mike. It's a documentary from the early 2000s, late 90s, and it's called. Can we just tell them? We should just tell them the name at least.
Well, I have the name.
No, we'll just tell you right now because you can decide whether or not you want to leave right now. It's called Animal Passions. It's about people that are openly into having relationships with animals. There's nothing explicit, but it's interviews. They talk about their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Etc.
Okay. Well, that's fine. As long as they're not going to show anything.
No, Mike, they're not going to show anything. No.
We wouldn't be able. We wouldn't be able to put that on YouTube.
It's a bunch of weirdos, man.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
These are like your neighbors in Royalston.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just get going. We'll just go for it.
Let's do it.
All right. Without further ado, Passion La Animale. It starts off with a banger here. Sexual intercourse with animals is a criminal offense in most of the Western world. This film examines a subject which many find deeply disturbing. Michael, this would be you.
This is your warning.
This would be me. See, I'm not out of the normal.
It's not about being out of the normal, man, but it's like, listen, we can't show like graphic content on YouTube anyway, so you got to trust us. You can't just run away, man. We need you.
I wouldn't show you something like that I didn't think was like that you couldn't handle, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know what your threshold is, but we'll find out. I guess we're going to find out.
We'll find out. Let's go.
Good old campfire in the beginning.
This is the greatest opening of a movie ever.
Don't shake it. You'll spew it everywhere. There was never a day in my life when I was growing up and I said, okay, I think I'm going to go have sex with animals today. It started out when I was very small. I just had a deep connection with animals, all the pets that we had growing up and all. I just felt deep feelings for them, and as I grew older, and these
look at this guy's fucking hair.
Eventually moved on to sex. There was no
Can you pause it real quick?
Yeah.
You know what I just watched? Listen,
I think
if
you can
wanna-
pause it too, Dan.
I
Yeah, we
can.
can all pause
I
it,
just
yeah.
don't want to. Well, okay, I'll pause it every now and then. But that shit, his hair, dude. Have you ever seen Cold Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the dumb fat hillbilly dude. That's
Yeah, he kinda
So
Yeah,
these
he
are
is.
real people.
Yes.
These are Mike. These are like legitimate people.
in the United States, or is this Canada or the United States? I can't tell.
Native American music can go either way.
That's true.
Either way, because native to North America. So, yeah. All right. I don't know, but like
Well,
that's
let's
just
talk about their
my-
accents. If they're from Canada, they should have an accent.
No, they're definitely
could be-
definitely Midwest. I
Yeah.
would say.
See, that's the dicey thing about that kind of accent, the Midwestern accent and stuff. Is could kind of go either way.
But like if you're talking, you would know because if they were like Yoopers, like from like Fargo, that type
Sure,
of. Oh,
yeah.
hey there, Bill. Like it's not that egregious.
No.
There's definitely a North Midwest sound though, like maybe Idaho and a couple spots. All right, let's get back to it.
I
love the
see
fire.
animals as
So best part.
spiritual beings first, and because I see them as my spiritual equals, I don't have any issue with seeing that that they have the same needs that I have, which is to eat, to enjoy their bodies, and to love and to be loved.
Oh my God, the man's a poet, dude.
Dude, I mean,
Dude, that's
he
my
really
favorite thing.
loves animals.
I love that quote. It's like I see animals as spiritual beings first. Enjoy their bodies.
They're not cooking something over in the fire, are they? Are they cooking like a rabbit or something?
No,
No, they're all
marshmallows.
vegans. They're vegans.
Okay. Oh, they're vegans.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I have no
Oh,
idea if they're vegans.
No, I'm
but they're-
kidding. No, they do. These dudes, they fuck, kill, and eat animals.
I can tell
Well,
you this.
if they think
eat
animals-
horse cock. So
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. It gets really weird. So here we go.
I've been with animals. I've been with humans. I love to be with both.
Ugh. And she looks like somebody that would fuck an animal. It's like, oh my god.
all I can think of is
5
like the
years ago,
dog
I made a
breeders,
film about people who
people I've
choose to
met,
have
like
sex
these
with
weird farm
animals.
people.
After it was shown, a number of zoophiles, as they like to be known, wanted to tell their stories.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, it's USA. Okay.
Dun.
Can't go
Confirmed.
by a group of horses without
That's
taking
Wyoming,
a real close
Montana.
look at them and wondering.
Look at that guy,
Great
dude. Tell me
thoughts.
he doesn't fucking look like that dude. Damn it!
There's a black one there with a big
Show me this
blaze
dude's face again.
and a couple white socks that just. She's nice.
Oh, hello.
Run!
Hello, bud.
Run!
Hello, pretty boy.
Oh my goodness.
Easy, easy. Cool.
This guy's good at it.
Yeah, he's the horse whisperer.
Yeah.
Hello, pretty one.
Hello.
Wow.
Oh, these sick
Now
fucks,
this
man.
is a rush. Ah, yes. A
They're
piece
like
of
at the strip
ecstasy.
club.
I know. It's
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah, that's like it's the first time I watched. It's like they're down at the meat market. They're down there checking out the ladies. They're like, oh,
This one's like, oh, look at this one with the white stripes.
yeah.
Yeah. No, they're like, look at the socks in that one. Like, it's like so. It's
Well, that's-
so crazy.
That's when
dude.
he's like, I can't see something like this without thinking a great many thoughts. It's like, this is when you're like, no, dude, you're just a pervert, man. Like, you just see these things as something to fuck. Like, you're not saying like, I want to go and like, I want to get married to this horse. No, you're like, I want to fuck this horse, dude.
Hey, does it matter to them if it's a female or a male or
dude,
I don't
male?
sound like it.
You'll see. Some of them definitely prefer male horses for reasons, but
Well,
not big horses like.
But these
males.
ones, they don't seem like they're distinguishing. They're just kind of like looking
Well,
at them.
I mean, Mike, you got beauty on both sides of the spectrum. You've seen a handsome man before. You can say, "Oh, that's a handsome man." I get a rush every time he walks in the room. Just a rush, passion. No, I mean, this is kind of their strip club. So they go to the correct, the fence, and look how they're calling them, dude. They're like,
know.
all the horses know them, and they're like, "Oh shit, dude, these guys bring the best snacks. You got to get fucked by them." But they
But
give you the
goddamn,
best.
those sugar cubes are good.
Yeah,
Make me
really.
kind of sleepy though.
like
weird,
apples covered in peanut butter.
Who lets them around their damn horses?
All right, you'll see. Here we go. Let's
It's an
continue.
incredible turn on when they'll approach like this. It's the most incredible turn on.
That guy just said the most incredible turn on.
Pretty girl here.
Mike,
She's
yeah.
Arabian.
This is the first time that they've spoken openly about their secret desires.
Wait, pause. So this is literally, think about in the future, right? Where like somehow we get the technology where we can communicate with horses, and then they start the HLM movement, like the Horse Lives Matter movement, because they've just been nothing but brutalized and enslaved for like thousands of years, you know? Oh man, I'm just saying, this is gonna be when the future comes.
Well, at some point, when we kind of zero out what sexuality means, then how can you make an argument against having a sexual relationship with an animal? Listen,
That's the
Dan,
question, dude.
I see they're gonna be like that dude. They're gonna be like, I see animals as spiritual beings first. They got needs. They like to eat.
Well,
they like to enjoy their bodies.
Bro, I don't know. This hurts my heart, dude. Like I was when I watched it with you the first time, when I was just sitting there, not online with you, I was literally feeling sick at points just because the level that these people are willing to go. You're like,
well,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's the saddest part, is like the delusion, the self-delusion. The saddest one is actually the lady who's like, I've had sex with animals, I've had sex with humans, I like them both. She seems like her husband, who is the I think animals are spiritual beings first, dude. That's her husband.
Oh, they're married?
Yeah, that's her husband, and like it seems like it almost seems like this is really his thing, and she's like so codependent. She's got some sort of psychological problem, maybe.
I think she has a very low IQ as well.
This is possible.
Very low IQ. All right, well let's get back to it.
They found a field full of horses. It may be a while.
Oh, I know Ken.
No.
He scritches the ponies for hours on end.
They wanted to show me a strange and often shocking sexual subculture. I was surprised to find these passions were not limited to lone individuals.
I wish I was as sexy as Amara is sometimes.
They included women, couples, and even animal relationships within families.
Well, who doesn't?
We can get it kind of juicy. It'll soak it up if we put it back in the fridge.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and then the questions are, well, is it the same as with a man? Is it as good as with a man?
No, better.
Well, it depends.
Dude, they
Because it all
literally.
depends on the man.
Mike, I have a question. Tell me that you haven't met people this weird. Like, I'm not saying you've met people that like have done this type of stuff necessarily, but you have met people like that are this weird. Like, this is how they are. Like how they act. Because I know I have. Like, if
I've never heard anyone talk like this.
Not about animals in particular. I'm talking about their mannerisms, like how they act, like how they
Well,
look.
I don't know. I mean, we're only a couple minutes in here, so let me see the whole thing.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, we're trying to figure out if you know animal
They don't
fuckers.
like foreplay.
Secret.
Dogs love foreplay. They love to have a good time. They love to have sex.
I just thought, should I add some mushrooms to the salad too?
Yeah, you could probably
I'm
do
gonna add
some
some
in
to
the sauce and
That's
some
what I was
in
gonna
the...
do.
These seem like actors.
No, man,
For most
those are real.
The idea
It's
of
pretty
sex with animals
weird.
is revolting. So I wanted to find out why people become zoophiles.
Oh, the
why
slow
this form
mo
of sexuality,
right over the mane.
above all others, remains taboo. I started with the question, what exactly is zoophilia?
Zoophilia is one of the 40-odd paraphilias. And para means beyond the usual, and
There's
philia
40.
means love. These conditions used to be called the perversions. And on the street they're called kinky sex.
Zoophilia is, according to the dictionary, is really love for animals. But usually people, when they talk about zoophilia, they talk about people who are in love or have an emotional connection with their animals, and they also have sex with their animals.
Dude, the music, dude. This is the zoom in on the horse eye.
Don't fuck me.
Yeah. No. He's like, you guys are gonna film me?
It almost seems like
out
it's
of here.
fake.
You think it seems fake? It seems pretty sincere to me. They seem like there's too many idiosyncrasies. There's too many things that are just like, I don't know. I don't
know. It doesn't seem like a documentary that, I don't know. It just seems like it's
real, dude. I'm sorry.
No, Mike,
is this you trying to protect your mind? Protect your
No,
spirit?
it seems like the ladies in the kitchen are like almost like acting.
Well, you
Mike,
guys,
okay.
you're on camera.
it would be weird. Like if someone was just filming you, yeah, just hang out and do what you're gonna do when we're not here. You know, it's
no, I know. Dan, I've seen other documentaries, and it's a little bit. Let's keep on watching.
All right.
My first introduction to zoophilia.
I like how the
met
dude
Mark.
who's making this doesn't show his face.
Friends riding with me used to drive them nutty. Be going along, and all of a sudden I'd back off the gas. I might even put on the brakes. Wow, look at her! And they snap their heads around. What? Where? Then they realize, oh damn, it's a horse. Shouldn't say that unless it's some girl in a bikini.
He's had sexual relationships with animals for 40 years.
Let's put his time in.
You tell if it's male or female.
A recent illness has left him partially blind.
Oh, he can't even enjoy them anymore. Very spiritual.
Seems like they go after the horses.
He lives in a trailer home in the backwoods of Missouri. At the time I met Mark.
Yeah, you see a lot of horse fuckers.
More horse and dog.
Which
Definitely
is
a
weird
lot of-
because horses are big.
Well, they don't usually what was it, a mare? Like a pony? Like usually that's what they interact with because horses are too big and strong and tall. It's not that they don't, I guess. I don't know, but this guy, he's got a mare, I think.
Yeah, he's got like a pony or something. But this guy, he does the fucking. Like he does, he likes to put the screws to his wife.
Yeah, it's
the horse.
pretty wild.
See that? Yeah, that's where it's weird.
In this state. And this allowed him to become the first zoophile to go public about his sexual preference. Mark shares his home with horses, dogs, donkeys, and Pixel.
Oh.
My territory, I hit first shot at all the goodies. Pixel, looky here. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mark married Pixel in an unofficial ceremony 7 years ago.
I love Pixel. She's gorgeous. My God, that's a beautiful little pony.
At least he did the right
She's
thing.
Sweet. She's loving. I'm very proud of her, and I like to be able to tell people how wonderful.
This is when the Civil War started. You can track it all the way back.
His relationship with Pixel, that he made the extraordinary and potentially dangerous decision to go public about their marriage. He agreed to appear on one of America's most notorious talk shows, Jerry Springer.
These people are fucked. Scared him.
Oh look, it's like really watching it in real time.
Today we have a love story.
Wow, that's cool.
Mark is what you might call an animal lover.
In his crusade to be accepted, Mark agreed to appear on the Jerry Springer Show.
Meet the man who married his horse.
You are having intimate relations with a beast. I wasn't taking A for an answer.
I married a horse.
As soon as the audience saw what was coming up, welcome his wife, and here comes a pony. Well, it was in the fan then. They just went crazy. I loved it.
Oh my God, this is so fucked, man.
At one point he says, I think I'm going to vomit. If I'd been faster on my feet, I would have replied, hey, it's your show, go ahead.
Been waiting years to say that.
Yeah. He's had it in the hopper forever. Hey. Don't let
America
that
never
horse
got
suck
to
your
see Mark.
dick on TV.
The show was pulled, judged too controversial even for Springer.
Wow.
Wow.
In Mark's hometown, rumors and jokes soon spread.
Jokes? Not acceptable.
In West Virginia, this is a true law, I'm not making this up. Down south in West Virginia, it's legal to have sex with an animal if it doesn't exceed 40 pounds. You see dogs just going, give me some more. Give me some more! More people than pigs! I weigh 38 pounds, he's got a heart on! That is disgusting!
Disgusting.
Like, I wonder what is the logic behind that? The 38-pound thing.
Well,
Is
probably
that
because-
real?
I don't know.
It must have been probably at the time, but I would imagine because if you go too big, then you could be injured.
That's
more
what I mean.
So the law is to protect you.
Yeah, honestly, I
The
think
fucker.
that's...
Well, because if you go with a horse, you're gonna get hurt.
Well,
people have died, Michael.
Oh yeah, people have.
I would assume.
Literally got
Well,
the...
even for either way, whether
Nice
you go with
save,
the
buddy.
female or you go with the male, it seems like that's way too big.
Well, it gets interesting. Well, I know that the famous 2 guys, 1 horse. You know, the guy died from that. Hey, what up, Buckley? How you doing, my man, Maverick? We're watching some weird stuff. Get ready to be creeped out. Put headphones in. I don't know, man. I think this is definitely going to be a... I don't know why people do it. I just can't. I can't put myself in that place. It's like the same thing as like people who fuck kids. Like I'll never be able to understand that. I don't get it.
Dan,
and like,
did you not hear what the man said? Okay, they're spiritual beings. They are equals.
Yeah. The horses.
It's just weird to me how they pick horses.
I think it's because horses probably the most ease of access.
What do you mean, Dan? There's a freaking horse.
No, not horses, like ponies.
Well, yeah, but you think a dog would be like way more ease of access than have a
yeah,
horse
but
or a pony.
dogs probably fight more, and like a horse, you could probably like do something with their legs, like or something.
That's
like,
what I mean. A horse
know.
is not gonna. I don't know if a horse would let you do that.
Mike, I tell
don't
you
know,
what,
but-
bro, they let them.
And they like it.
That's what's weird about it. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, let's keep going.
Careful, Sandy. You're in Spixel's territory. I've paid a price for this lifestyle. I've had to face up to some friends that just couldn't handle it and say, okay, well, you know, I hate to lose you as a friend, but I understand. I'm sure...
I get it, man.
I would see my children much more often than I do. They claim they're okay with it, and I think they are, but they don't really want to talk about it. Don't like to be reminded of it too much.
No.
They understand it's a part of me.
Mark continues to promote a positive image of zoophilia.
Yeah, see, this is another example of like, these dudes are just pervs. Like what we're about
Who's
to watch.
that fucking dude over there?
That's Joe.
Well, the guy, so the main dude's blind. The dude on the right side of the
blind,
screen.
yeah.
Well, partially blind. He's like 70% or something like
But
that.
who's that weird dude on the computer?
He's this fucking computer guru guy, man. Every zoophilia needs a computer guy to run the interwebs for him. Like, dude, wait. This shit gets weird. Keep going. All right.
Oh, yeah?
He spends hours each day on the internet, talking to other zoophiles from around the world.
Is that the truck that stopped here a couple months ago?
Here they can communicate without fear of their identity being given away.
The internet, I think, has been a major importance in the
Yeah, so they're over there like talking about openly discussing like fucking dogs. Like
Well,
and
that
people
was a
come to
weird
his,
fucking message.
and they get in their community and like they all like the internet should be canceled now. I mean, like people talk about censorship. Well, you know, why
Well,
aren't we talking
speaking
about
of-
this?
Speaking of just, I guess, in the mainstream, before we continue, did you hear about Arnie Hammer?
Yeah, well, allegedly, yeah. I don't know.
Allegedly.
I don't know if those things are real or whatever. It's
Well,
like
he
she was
admitted,
some-
he came out and admitted that the conversations were real. He was saying that they were pulled out of context, like they were doing kink role play stuff or something.
Yeah, probably.
He already got released from the Jennifer Lopez movie,
No,
I guess.
he didn't get released. He left because he was worried that like leaving his family would be a problem, or I don't know.
Well, yeah, probably.
Maybe he's just listen. The man has his own.
I know nothing
tastes,
about the situation.
proclivities.
Huh?
What did he do?
So he was like him and this side piece, this woman that he was talking to. They were like he was talking about how he wants to like eat her, like literally, like cannibalism. Like he
Okay.
actually wants to do it. And in the messages are fairly startling. Like they're not.
Well, but-
doesn't look good.
Yeah, but they're just so far. You don't know what the context is. Like that's the thing. And it's just some like random person on Instagram, and then everybody ran with it. So who knows?
Well, one, he's an idiot, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Who knows? And why can't there be weirdos out there in Hollywood that probably are into that
Oh, there
shit?
are. There probably is.
There probably is. I mean, Mike, you know about Q, so.
Q, what's
You know.
Q?
Okay, never mind. I'm just kidding. All right, let's get back
forming
to it.
of anything that could be described as a zoo community. Before that, contact with other zoos was extremely difficult.
I am naming him Marmaduke.
Yeah, they named him Marmaduke. This dog
then
that they're
they're
talking about picking up to have sex with, I believe.
Fucking weirdos.
Well, I mean, you know, that's adorable though, Mike. Marmaduke. I mean, come on. These guys are just, you know.
So
get the
is this like a felony?
Depends where you are.
depends on I know in Canada for a long time bestiality was legal. I think they just made it illegal like not too long ago. But anyway, all right.
Because the animal ultimately doesn't have a choice in it.
Well, this is where the morality and the question, and so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Best friend could be boffing the beef on the side, and you'd never know he was a zoo unless he told you.
Wait a second. How does Pixel feel about this?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a married man. He's over there. He's fucking other animals. Not cool.
Well, you know, she's understanding.
Not cool,
he can,
guy.
He can fear her spirituality. It's okay.
That isn't cool. She doesn't get none.
Yeah. She's out there.
Oh, everyone's.
She's
I'm
locked up
sure.
in a cage.
I'm sure plenty of people are coming over and hanging out with Pixie.
Yeah, but what if she wants a pony?
I guess she doesn't get that choice, man. You know, that's what she gets for marrying this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah, she's made choices too, guys. She's made choices too.
I hate how
I'm
they're just
surprised
showing
to
like
find
ponies running.
that
It's
no
so
one has
weird.
a clear idea of how many zoophiles there are. The only published data was by sexologist Alfred Kinsey. His survey in the 1950s only looked at bestiality, one-off sexual acts with animals. He reported that perhaps as many as 1 in 3 boys in rural areas had experimented with animals. But his research has since been discredited.
What?
Well, I have heard
To get a
rumors
more
of people
accurate
doing
picture,
this
the
that I
Institute
knew.
for the Advanced Study.
Wait, hold on. You see, now the truth is coming out. I just get Michael's more comfortable
Yeah.
to talk about
So
it.
Mike before was like, oh, I don't know if everyone went. Yeah, we know who it is.
No.
We know who you're talking about. I think there are rumors of that type of.
Well, you know them too, so it's not
I
just
know-
me. You guys know them too.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
know.
them.
That's what I was trying to allude to the fact earlier.
Are you talking about?
That's what I was trying to say.
there-
The P people.
Oh, the L, the law, those people.
Yeah.
No, well, those ones and even the P's too, right?
I don't know who the P's are, but I know
Or-
the.
or-
Well, we're
or
not going to
the-
say it out loud. I can
Yeah,
say
but
that.
it rhymes with ski.
I don't know. I just know of
I've-
one. I know
I've
of
heard-
one person.
Yeah,
No,
and
you
because
know of one
because-
person for sure, confirmed.
Well,
Confirmed.
not confirmed doing it, but I've heard a story of him looking out the window at a sheep and saying some
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Oh.
these weirdos here.
Well,
Yeah. See.
okay.
See, we
Well,
need
That's
to-
all I
I
know.
mean,
I don't
somebody
know if
could-
anything happened. I don't know anything else. I don't know.
We'll
if-
do it. We'll do a documentary on it.
What were you guys doing out there that late at night, huh? What are you boys
No, it
doing up
wasn't
in
me.
the hills?
This was from another person that told me that they witnessed this person
Oh, this is
watching a sheep out the window.
disavow. Disavow.
So you're basically
Spreading rumors.
basically like the quid pro quo.
What do you mean?
You're like the fucking dude during all the Russian when Trump was getting impeached the first time. It was like third hand, and he's saying
Yeah,
it's
I'm like
all
a third-hand source. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
believe it. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the possibility because that person did do some weird things with people. So
What is?
he
Wait,
seems-
hold on. What constitute weird things?
well,
What is
I don't
weird
know if they're
things mean?
weird, but let's
Like
just not
what's-
get into it.
like
anyway.
like pooping on people.
No, just well, they're not weird. I want to take that back, but let's just move
Okay.
on.
Okay.
All I know is I heard a story. Okay.
I've heard things, man, out there.
Well, maybe after you can tell it, just like without any details to give anything away.
Well, no, I just told you the person was looking out the window at a sheep and made some comments about it.
Yeah, but like, can you give me like a description of this comment?
I don't know. I can't remember. I can't
Was it like?
remember.
Was it
was
like? Oh, look at all that fucking that's a bad fucking something. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's get back to it.
Of Human Sexuality in San Francisco conducted a survey of over 100 zoophiles.
Yes, no, thank you.
The people in my study, some of them, not all of them, but some of them see their relationships with animals as very unique. They really love their animals. Some of them treat the animals as a spouse, as a significant other. When I asked them to list down what is their marital status, I had 2 or 3 people put down that they're married to their animal.
Shady.
I
Dude, I'm
wondered
telling you, the
if
Native
there was a
Americans.
common factor that could explain all this. Some
Mental
psychologists
illness.
believe that events in early childhood determine our sexual development.
Everybody has a love map, and it's
Okay.
very easy for them to go wrong. What makes one boy or one girl's love map develop so as to end up being zoophilic instead of just ordinary? Nobody knows.
Thank you.
However,
Thank you
as
for
I
your
tried to
input.
reconstruct it in the case of a zoophile, that
Dude, this is
in
so-
early infancy,
It's
this
a
person
mystery.
was extremely deprived of tactile stimulation, which babies really need. And I've heard that story particularly from a woman paraphile who was kept locked away a lot of the time in the basement, and she was sexually molested by her uncle. She had been born of incest herself, and that was kept strictly undercover. And the only consolation she had in life was this little dog, and she would put it between her legs. And when she got fully grown, she liked it much better than her husband's form of sex.
Okay.
So you have
you've
a
answered your
poignant
question,
story
sir.
of how somebody could easily be switched along the path of zoophilia.
He's like, but
And
I don't
incidentally,
know.
nobody would ever live next door to that lady and guess it. She otherwise passed as a normal mother and housewife.
It's like trying to get everybody paranoid to think their neighbors could be animal fuckers.
Well,
It could
here,
be
Sean,
anybody.
here's a question.
What?
Do you know anybody that's like this?
That's like this. There are people, like Dan was saying, like earlier when at the beginning, kind of there's people that you've met that have like these same kind of weird eccentricities and personality traits and the way
It's
they
like
hold
social.
themselves.
It's like social mannerisms. Like
social
they're
mannerisms or like actually
Asperger's or
yeah,
something.
yeah, kind of like that, where you're just like,
But have you ever heard of a story?
oh,
Yes.
me
Or
actually
heard a
knowing
rumor?
somebody?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I have.
I don't think I have. No.
I know at least one for sure because they got arrested, and then the other one was assumed.
Because they're in
Yeah,
jail.
dude,
Okay,
there
I've
was
never
a-
heard anything like
there
that. I
was-
just heard
there
a
was
story
this-
one time.
Sean, it was in your town,
What, North
in
Augusta?
Aiken, or up
Well,
by
why are
you.
you doxing me?
You just said North Augusta.
I know. I reflexively said it to correct you, and now everybody knows.
And everyone knows North Augusta, Virginia. It was pretty close though. You'd be shocked. It's a couple people, like 2 people got caught doing. They were making videos and selling it and
Holy
stuff.
shit.
Hey, gotta make a buck.
Yeah,
Man, just
and it was
entrepreneurs.
horses once again.
Well, it would make sense in Aiken if it was horses. Yeah.
It's too wild, man. It's
Aiken
too much.
is
Man.
for those of you that don't know, Aiken is a famous like horse town.
It's got a equestrian,
Actually-
Aquarian.
Equestrian, yeah. I guess actually, yeah. Aiken could be ground zero for horse fucking in this country, for all I know.
It
Yeah,
might
but
be, dude.
The thing about
Kentucky,
Aiken, a lot of those people have money.
Yeah, and they probably like the power. They like to hold
Mike,
a
you're-
giant horse cock in their hand and just shake it
Oh,
till it comes.
I mean,
to their
people
face.
people get paid for a living to do it. What, to jerk them off and like get the semen and stuff, and then sell it.
Maybe that's where it starts.
Maybe. But you never heard of a story. You never heard of somebody that you knew or knew of.
No, I haven't.
Can you guys
no.
can you guys answer me this?
What?
Why is horse cum called semen, and then human cum is called semen? Why wouldn't they call it seahorse? Like seahorses.
I don't know, Dan.
That's a good point, Dan. I don't know why they don't.
I'm
That's
just
ridiculous.
saying.
Hey,
I'm
listen, I'm
just
just
saying.
asking questions, just putting it out there.
Yeah.
No, because damn, seahorse is like a little creature.
Well,
It's
seamen
even more of
are
a
people.
Yeah, they're
That's
just little
sea.
people, microscopic.
I mean, I know they
Dudes.
spell differently, but they're the same. We all know they're the same.
Yeah, but like, think about it. If it was like, well, those are seahorses. Maybe call them seahorses or sea something. So see something else. Like maybe not horse. I don't know. Like.
Or what if you broke it down like, you know how we have all these different kind of slang terms for semen? You got like cum, splooge. Like what if what if an animal,
baby batter.
Like what if like in an animal, like a horse, what if we just called horse sperm splooge? Like that was the technical definition. And then you could catch people up because they'd be like, "Oh, dude, I got the splooge all over me." I'd be like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah, but
horse cum, buddy?
Semen's like universal with every kind of creature.
No, it is. It is. It's
what
universal.
Is shooting your load? Hell yeah, it is.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Listen,
unless you're a frog.
I see animals as spiritual beings, buddy.
Yeah.
I like
bigots.
A lot of people are doing this with like monkeys.
Oh, I bet
they are. Out in the jungle?
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe even they have them in their home. People like keep monkeys as pets.
Hey man, you want to go out to the club? Nah, dog.
Nah, man.
It took me 6 months to train my monkey to suck my dick without trying to peel it like a banana.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
Chappelle, yeah.
That's a classic.
Because actually, yeah, he has a bit about the first guy to get AIDS, and allegedly it's because he had sex with a monkey in the fucking jungle. But all right, let's continue. We must.
I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you. There's a little spotlight.
Oh no! Oh, I thought it was that little
But
bastard.
not all zoophiles have been abused as children. For Mark, his interest began with simple adolescent curiosity.
The first time I even had an inkling of sexual attraction or the idea of an animal as a sex object, 16 years old, a good friend of mine and I had been riding a little pony cart around near his grandparents' farm. And at the end of the ride, to take proper care of the equipment and the pony, he handed me a brush and a comb and told me to wipe the horse down, comb her, and brush her. And I got around toward the back end of that little pony, and she had her tail up in the air. And something just went ka-ching in my mind.
Oh, fuck.
Little pussy, pony pussy.
Pussy.
And I looked around real quick. And touched it.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my
Holy
god!
shit.
What a beautiful edit! What a beautiful cut! That's the perfect moment to cut that.
Pussy, horse pussy, pussy. And he's like, and I touched it, and then like his
Cut to
eyes
black.
like flutter.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
his like eyebrows like
Yeah,
flutter
he went
up.
right
'cause
back
he's, like-
there. He went
yeah,
right
he's
back
getting like
there.
excited again and shit.
He's like
Dude,
this is
fucking
like an
gross.
old man talking to his buddies about some chick he met down at the beach.
Yeah,
somewhere.
this is weird.
Yeah.
He's so comfortable with it.
Well, he's
Like,
I mean,
You're not
that
Jerry
old.
Springer, bro.
I know. That's what's weird about it. It's
Well, that's why there's obviously something else going on.
I mean, so
Mentally.
should we imprison these people? Then, you know,
well, I don't think they should do that to animals.
I mean, obviously.
Michael does not see them as spiritual beings.
No, it's not that, Sean. It's that the animal doesn't have a choice in that. Like,
Mike, does
well,
the horse have a choice in letting you ride it? Honestly,
yeah, but you're
Well,
penetrating it.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean, yeah,
and you're
you
riding it
kick
into the dirt, buddy.
and you're kicking it, and you're beating it with your little fucking thing. You're getting a thing in its mouth.
Well,
and
there's
you're
other ways
yanking
to
on
do
it.
it. You don't have to do it that way.
Okay,
don't
but
have
you know
to
what
beat
I
it Or
mean.
kick it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the bit in their mouth, yanking back. Why is the bit there, Michael? Because it hurts.
Well, some people don't use bits.
Okay, well, okay,
The Indians
Michael.
didn't.
Yeah, they look how they turned out. Maybe if they would have used bits, they would have.
Maybe things would be different.
And that's the weirdest thing about this documentary is how much Native American based music there is.
Yeah, it's all that
it's weird.
Weird wind chime whistling kind
Yeah,
of noises.
It's like great.
I don't know. I still don't think that's right. That's weird, dude. They should not be allowed to do
No,
that.
I'm not trying to equate, but if we're going to talking about the ethicacy
Well, yeah,
of,
but if you do any ethics, then you should be like, then you can't have a dog. You can't have a pet.
right. Well, that's what PETA is all about. So that's why PETA wants to execute and euthanize.
Yeah, but dogs
all
dogs like living with people.
Oh, you can talk to a dog.
No,
Does a
but they
dog know
enjoy
any,
it.
does a dog know any other way? They've been conditioned to be that
Yeah,
way.
you're talking. You sound like one of these people, Mike. They enjoy it. They like it.
Yeah, Mike, go walk up to a wild lion that's been around. Just be like, hey, you're gonna come live with me.
No, because lions don't like to live with people. It takes years to domesticate.
Okay,
animals.
let me ask you a question.
Generations.
Let me ask you a question. If somebody was out there fucking lions, and because of the danger aspect, would you assume that the lion was consenting because of the power dynamic? You know what I'm saying? Because the lion could just take you out at any time. So if the lion comes, if you go over to a lion and he just lets you butt fuck it.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. It's weird about the horse. Why is the horse? I would think a horse would kick them or do something.
Okay, like
horses get banged.
Well, hold on, but like anatomically though, like
parts
a horse penis though is enormous.
Yeah,
so like
I know.
A human would not even. Like the biggest human penis would not even be able to compete, you know. Like,
well, have you seen that picture
of
that dude sitting on the edge of the bed with his giant dick?
Okay, your average person cannot even like the whole. It wouldn't even bother the horse.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Like it probably wouldn't hurt the horse.
Dan's just building a case. Like I think it's fine.
Okay.
No, that's why I'm saying the horse.
I know. What if it's the other way? What if it's a female horse?
No, either way.
Well, we're talking.
Yeah, I'm saying male to female, a human male, female horse. That's why the horse, like, there's nothing. It's not even a big deal because they're used to taking rods, dude.
Well, I mean,
they're used to taking these meat hooks.
Most of the dudes in here, it seems like they talk about mares and they talk about like they're not talking about like, with the exception of one dude, which we'll get to, but like
yeah.
So they're into horse pussy, Michael. They're not into like horse butthole. You know?
Yeah. Or well, there is male to male, but usually it's smaller horses, because.
Let me break it down for you.
You know why? I mean, we don't even have to say.
The dicks is smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, a butthole can only stretch so far. I mean,
they're still huge. And they're still huge. Like one dude's like, I don't even know if I like it. It's like so.
Oh no, he's like, it's actually excruciatingly painful.
Yeah.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Well, here I was.
This is like the Twilight Zone.
All the right stuff.
Look at this shit.
Ask girls out to the right movies, and of course, well, they were busy. Maybe try to get them to go out and eat a burger and shake or something like that. Well, they're busy, but you know.
See, it's their fault, guys. It's their fault.
Their fault. They're busy.
They should have went out on a date with him.
Ask me again.
Come on, girls.
And sometime never came. So when I actually went out and had intercourse with that pony mare, I didn't feel that I was being weird. I felt that I was being superior. It sounds horrible. It's a personality flaw and so forth. But yeah, I thought I was being superior. Hey, I outsmarted the system. By God, I got even with all the girls. Who needs them? This worked great. Hell, this was so good that sex with a woman would probably kill me.
Dude, he cracked the code. He cracked the code. He outsmarted all of us. Because he gets to get his nut without the attachments. You know, without all the bullshit.
Until what's her name got involved.
Mike,
Pixie.
You're muted.
Oh, no, I was saying they don't have to live in the house with him. He got they just live outside.
Exactly. He throws a fucking thing of ramen noodles out a window. Happy horse, happy wife.
Okay.
Isaiah said, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil." And so we are living in a day when people want to call evil good and good evil, when man has turned a deaf ear from hearing what God says.
He's about to take on the fucking train. These dudes about to take the fucking train on.
Let's go. These guys fuck trains.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Jesus, I pray, God, this morning.
Don't fuck no animals.
Create a new heart in us today, Lord.
Don't fuck no animals, y'all.
Mark grew up in the Bible Belt. His father was a preacher, and his upbringing came strictly from the Old Testament.
Father, I thank you for the blood of Jesus today. Hallelujah. That cleanses us and that washes us clean and whole.
If you're a preacher, a Christian, and your upbringing is from the Old Testament, doesn't that just make you Jewish?
Technically.
I mean, because Christianity doesn't exist without the New Testament. Just a little weird thing there that guy said. I think maybe he's smearing these people.
So that we might be presentable and ready to appear before the glorious God. Amen.
Leviticus 20:15 and 16. If a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and you shall slay the beast. And if a woman approach any beast and lie down thereto, thou shalt kill the woman and the beast.
Bestiality is a...
Did he just show up on the right day? Did he ask them to like, hey, can you
Obviously,
talk about...
obviously, I think that was filmed separately, and they just went to a church service.
I'm being facetious.
Okay, if you don't know how filming works, apparently.
Well, no, what I'm saying, did you think he went in and asked, be like, yo, can you preach about bestiality today? I'm making a documentary about these horse fuckers, and I want to show them that God is not cool with it.
Yeah, God is definitely not cool with it. Definitely not. But this is the thing, like, okay, isn't the Old Testament null and void anyway?
No.
Yeah, because didn't Jesus say that anything came before me?
Yeah, because
that's not.
But all the lessons, the history, morality, all that stuff still applies because Christianity is just a reformation of Judaism.
No, but that's bullshit. Because then you should not do the Sabbath. You should do like what Jews do still.
No, because they reformed it. They made their own thing based on the foundation of Judaism.
Right.
Yeah. So
all that other junk goes with it too.
Do you think Jews are okay with fucking animals? What are you getting at?
No, what I'm saying is if the Old Testament like is null and void because after Jesus, which was the New Testament, that was all.
It's not null and
void. Who says it's not null and void? Why?
Because he's a descendant of David. Like it's all just supposed to be.
It's a bunch of garbage. So they probably were. Maybe Jesus was coming down to tell everyone it was okay to fuck animals, and we missed that part.
His greatest sacrifice. Actually, his last verse on the cross. Yeah. And we just couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
He's too quiet.
Gotta get the fuck to man. It's the only way to heaven.
Be free. Don't get married. Be free. Oh, here we go.
Fuck mayors don't care.
Way in the Bible goes back to the Old Testament passages of Deuteronomy and Leviticus and something like that. And
something like that, you know.
Whether that was going on at that time, we're not sure. But at least in the foreknowledge of God and the wisdom of God, knowing what man could do and what he could be capable of. God really condemns bestiality in the Scripture and the Word of God. In fact, the penalty for that was death.
What?
Egypt now. We're in Egypt.
These people really risk it all. They risk it all for love.
Oh, shit, there it is.
Pagan cultures were
There it
openly
is.
fascinated with sexuality in all its forms.
In all
Often
Yo,
worshipped
guys,
the
check
image
out
of
this deer I'm fucking.
They saw less distinction between human
Oh my god.
Whoa. Dude, ancient civilizations saw them as spiritual beings. They're cool.
And now we know why they are extinct.
They believed in hybrid creatures, the offspring of interspecies sex. Here, half man, half goat. All this changed with the arrival of Christianity. The new religion taught that to be human was not to be animal. Man must conquer his base animal instincts to rise closer to his God.
Like fucking animals.
Satan was often shown as a beast. At first, offenders were not punished. But during the Middle Ages, bestiality was considered as evil as homosexuality
look at him.
and sex with
Dude, they're creaming over there.
By the 1500s, the offense so challenged the accepted order of man and animal, both were punished by death.
They even kill the animals too. Like, you're all perverts.
Animals, no.
While we still demand severe penalties, with up to a 2-year prison sentence in the UK. But this does not deter individuals, or even couples with families.
I won't be stopped. You understand me? I won't be stopped. This section right here.
Michael
Probably the
has
weirdest
brought
one.
the family dog to visit Laurie, his wife.
Oh, I hate it.
Laurie and Michael are now separated, but for 25 years they shared their lives with 2 children and various animals. It's been 3 months since Laurie has seen her lover, Baby Golden.
Her lover. He's bringing this. Her ex-husband or her husband. I think they're just separated. Like, is bringing over her ex-lover, Baby Golden.
This is basically
That's
animal sex trafficking.
Kind of. Couldn't you kind of look at it that way?
I mean, it is.
like
That's weird.
He's gonna pick up the mare. He's
Dude,
done
he
with
gets
the dog,
off on.
you know?
I think he gets off. This is what I'm saying about like that guy, the husband, is the real pervert.
I wonder what their kids are like.
They're probably fucked up too. I mean, I don't think they're probably fucking animals.
Mike,
but
Mike,
you just think about
please,
this. Their
pups.
kids are adults now, and they're all like,
Let's call them
our
pups.
parents are
They're
fucked,
pups.
man.
Oh, maybe. I know. And then they went on national television.
Just embarrassed them, dude. Like, because think about being in middle school or that age or something, because they said 25 years of marriage. Their kids probably in at least middle school to high school age.
Or they're grown up.
Or they're grown up, but
Better if they're grown up.
it doesn't seem like they did much fucking, though.
They're like, don't worry, guys. It's only going to be on the UK. See, they didn't anticipate like YouTube and the internet.
Or like licensing agreements or whatever.
You are such a...
When they broke up, they decided
They didn't see Zoobox coming.
the dog should stay with Michael.
To watch our golden retriever and her interact is just awesome because, I mean, he just adores her and she loves him, and it's really cool. It's just really neat.
Look at him. He's getting all fucking...
Dude, that's what I'm
hyped.
talking about. He's just like, oh, it's so cool when they get together.
That guy's a freaking weirdo.
Hey, Mike,
Holy
this
shit.
dog really loves her, huh? Fucking loves her. Mike, get your face back in
Laurie
the
and
screen.
Michael were
Yeah?
both sexually active
Careful.
with animals when they married. With the arrival of children, they agreed to
Help me,
give
God,
up their
please.
animal passions.
So they were animal fuckers. She gets pregnant. They say we can't fuck animals anymore.
She took a stand.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely probably her idea, because he does not seem like that would be his idea.
Definitely not his idea.
But after a few years, Michael found this too difficult.
2 years.
Hey, that's a long time.
2
I bet he
years.
broke.
Long
He
time,
broke.
Sean.
Yeah, but he
Long time to
broke.
go.
2 years, my ass. This guy was out there like, oh, I'm going to go out with the boys tonight. Going to go to the bar. That guy's out down there somewhere else.
Yeah, he literally had
Gotta
to
go-
drive 2
gotta-
miles down the road and hike back to his fucking farm.
He's probably
Yeah.
getting some
Get in
dirty
that
street dog.
barnyard.
No, he's probably getting dirty horse pussy from like some guy. I'll pay you $30, man. Come on.
Can I come see Marmaduke?
Yeah. All right, man. It'll be $50,
When you wake
man.
up in the middle of the night and your husband's not there, the barn is rather close to the house.
These are her
you know,
concerns.
For no reason. Well, okay, why is he out there? And a wife usually knows.
A wife knows.
I
Oh, this
wasn't
is-
aware that my wife was aware that I had reestablished my intimate relationship with my mare. It was just, I was trying at that time to be true to myself and the loved ones in my life. And sometimes juggling those things is no small task.
It was a very
Man's gotta be
difficult
free.
situation. It's like, fine, you want to be with her, then be with her. So I would get resentful and remove myself out of the, the triangle.
Then he told me I was being silly, and I said, oh, okay.
Because of the sexual tension and the secrecy, I wanted him to tell me.
The sexual tension.
And so he started to pour all this out of the pain that he had gone through. And, it became very honest. He told me about all the relationships. He really, for the first time, expressed how deeply he felt and how much his love was for horses.
Michael and Laurie agreed to bring back Michael's mares into their relationship.
And she said, if you get a mare, then I get a dog, goddammit.
Yeah.
Baby Golden.
We're going back.
We're doing this. We're doing it all the way.
What was interesting, though, and this is because of how we can be in our relationships, we can be very possessive. And a real loving relationship is not
This
about
dude's a
possession.
psychopath.
This guy's evil.
Like, dude, this guy is a psychopath, dude. There's something up with this guy.
because he gaslights her. He's like, it's been very painful for me. And then he gets to kind of like have this fantasy where he tells her about all these horses he's fucked. And now he's talking about, people can be just a little, they're a little square. They're a little square.
Another living soul. And she says, well, I got to come out and watch. And I went, oh?
Oh?
And I've discovered that in that respect, with the proper people, I'm not ashamed of that also.
Yeah, he likes to fuck animals in front of people. That's what he just said. His wife says, I want to watch you fuck the barnyard.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
the only way I'm not going to feel jealous. And he's like, then I discovered I am kind of an exhibitionist. Kind of like to have the bros come over, have a few cores, you know, whatever. Get a little crazy, go fuck a pony, whatever.
I was a bit intimidated because knowing how emotional my wife can be about some things, I thought, oh gosh,
her
if
fault.
she loses it during this can get ugly. But the neat thing was she came out and watched, and it was another opportunity to bring us all closer.
I hate it. I hate him.
Oh
And
my
it's kind of
goodness.
interesting. She says, well, can't have any other women. And I'm going, well, I don't have an issue with that. Because women can make awesome friends. I enjoy speaking and visiting with women. But overall, you stand a pretty woman in a pretty mare, I'll take the mare.
I shared him with 3 others.
Dude, he's like a Will Ferrell character.
Dude, it's
Did you see like Will Ferrell being this guy in a movie or something? Jesus Christ.
In that hot, sultry night. Oh, yeah. That's definitely him, the guy from Eastbound and Down.
And she's about to talk. She's like, I shared him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Other horses. There were times where I could accept it. There were times when I resented it because I wanted him there for me.
Laurie felt their relationship could not continue. She insisted they separate while they work it out.
There may come a time where we could all live together, but, you know, he does miss the inside companionship, having somebody to cook dinner now and then, take a shower with, you know, have a massage. There are certain things that an animal relationship can't provide.
The fucking music.
So did she do that with the dog?
Look at that. That's a family.
Yeah.
That's a family portrait right there. You
She
painted
does
that
it with the
picture.
dog.
Yeah, she fucks the dog.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
'Cause she doesn't seem to be into it that much. She just
Yeah, but-
watches.
Well, because when he was dropping the dog off, she's like, I got my lover back.
Yeah, they described it as.
Well, is
her
it an
lover.
emotional lover?
No.
Okay,
Michael.
Mike. Well, I'm pretty sure this is not. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like she does. It just seems like she watches.
No, she does it.
She does.
She's already she's talked about it. She says, I've had sex with dogs.
I just don't. What kind of venereal or like sexually transmitted diseases can you get from animals, or
I don't know.
like what the fuck, dude?
Get rabies. Sex rabies.
All right.
That's what I was thinking. Like, how dirty is it when he pulls out?
This makes me
Wait,
sick.
who pulls out?
Either
the dude
one.
from
But he's
when
fucking
he's
his
in the
mare.
horses or whatever the hell he's
He's trying to
doing.
get his mare there to have a maregasm. What do you
Oh
mean?
wait. Oh yeah.
That hasn't happened.
All right. Let's go.
Who knows what the fuck this guy's carrying?
Zoophiles are not alone in their love for animals. Many pet owners have such intense relationships that when their pets die, they grieve as if they've lost a loved one.
There's a lot of people that are just teetering on the, edge
idea of
of
any
probably having
sexual
sex with
contact
animals.
would horrify them. It would be as unnatural as having sex with a child.
Now, we can love children very deeply, and yet that love is not shown in any sexual desire for the children. We all love our own children very much, and there are very, very few humans who cross over the line and attempt to have sex with their children.
Ugh.
But it is interesting that the adults who do, who are almost invariably male, always claim that the child initiated the sexuality. I find that very interesting in terms of humans who claim that the animals are initiating the sexuality. I think that's an excuse. I think it's a form of denial. I don't think it's real.
Fuck no, yeah, definitely not.
I agree with that.
Oh, it's just learned
How do
behavior.
we know that you're not forcing sex on your animals?
Come
That
on,
they're actually
look at the
giving
size of this
consent?
thing. Think I can force it to do anything?
Consent is one of the slippery issues among discussions between zoophiles and non-zoophiles.
Oh yeah, look at her.
Take
Loving it.
Pixel, for example. She's not tied up. She could walk away. She could run away. She could kick the living
I hate his
bejesus
little-
out of me. She could
I hate
bite.
that.
He's like
horses are not defenseless.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Touch of Evil with Orson Welles?
Yes, I have.
He's like
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't seen it? It's like an old movie from the 50s, but this guy kind of looks like the bad guy in Touch of Evil. You would actually
Orson
really like
Welles,
Touch of Evil. Orson Welles, Charlton Heston. It's a good movie.
The friends of mine with dogs, well, not dogs. You ever try to do something to a dog really didn't like? At least the dog that has all its teeth.
I think the problem here is that we are talking about domestic species. And the very definition of a domestic species is that they are under our control. So my problem was
the fucking horse, dude. The horses they show.
It's like fade in on victim.
Yes.
Is that it is a one-way street. It is not the animal
Leave
who's
me
choosing to have
alone,
a sexual relationship with
Wilbur.
us. It is we who are imposing a sexual relationship upon the animal.
There is no doubt that they are into the moment, if one understands how horses react.
He gets mad here. He gets kind of mad.
I mean, sex is pretty straightforward, folks. Member A goes into slot B.
That's how it's done.
At that moment of orgasm, for lack of a better word, the two souls actually merge and touch, albeit for a brief instant. And it's humbling, and yet it's so intense. It's rejuvenating.
This guy loves this shit,
Mares
dude.
do orgasm. Yes, they do. Call them maregasms. And when they're orgasms, a lot of times, well, they will. You can feel their muscles tense up, and they kind of oomph, for lack of a better word.
I fucking hate
And
this
yes,
guy,
they will.
dude, with all my heart.
There's no doubt.
He's such a sick fuck. I mean, he's even made his own like little weird pet names. Yeah, Marigasms, dude.
Well, like,
and he got like almost. It's like he gets defensive. He's like, listen,
he's
they're
like,
obviously enjoying it.
And it's also like, what do you guys don't know how this works? Yeah. Is slot A going or whatever A going into slot B? It's pretty simple, man. I didn't write the rules. I just follow them. I just get in there and I get the job done. But don't think I'm being selfish, because he's like trying to explain it like he's not being selfish, like the horse is enjoying it
that
too.
He's not a pervert, a pervert. Like, I don't know. There's something about the cadence of his voice and stuff that cracks me the fuck up, though.
It freaks me out.
He's like, it's like the two souls touch, even for only a brief second.
But he like believes it. There's a serious delusion.
Oh yeah,
it's a delusion, but
it's crazy. He's got those crazy eyes, dude. He's got those. He
sounds like Trump trying to convince everyone the election was stolen, or like he has the biggest, like crowd sizes. That's what it sounds like to me. The biggest crowd size. That's terrible to Donald Trump. But all right.
Right. Well, Mike dropped out. I don't know if he's coming back.
Oh man. Should we try to call him again? Let me see. Let me see what happened here, boy. Yeah, it does say he's on something going on. But I don't know, man. Like, these people really do have it's kind of impressive to me, like the delusions that they have and how far they're willing to go with it. And
mental gymnastics. But then they let you in on these. They clue you in on these little weirdness stuff. Like, right? He's like, I like when people come over and watch me now. Then you have like the blind guy who's married to Pixel the pony, and he's like meeting people on message boards talking about fucking dogs. Like, dude. It's not some sort of point. It's just about like deviant sex, really. Yeah, Mike's gone because he's dropped out of the room too. So we'll just keep going.
Okay.
Nobody asks animals whether they want to work for us, serve as foods for us in a restaurant or at home. Nobody asks the animal anything. People just take animals for granted. But when it comes to having sex with animals, all of a sudden people start feeling very uncomfortable about this and say this is abuse. But killing animals,
It's true. We do
that's
fucking
okay
kill
because
them.
we eat them.
Lady,
Kill
come
them.
on.
I mean, she's not wrong. Like, we do murk these motherfuckers.
Well, there's two different kinds. There's spiritual sustenance, and there's
well,
physical
it's like
sustenance.
It's like we have to eat, but that is not the like we do have at least the technology to not have to eat meat.
Well, sure, but it's also, but we haven't. Have we really figured a way out to like really manage it in a way that's actually healthy? Without intense amounts of supplements and all sorts of crazy shit.
Well, I mean, think about if you weren't had to ever buy meat, you could replace that with supplement buying and like do like I'm not saying that's like a good idea, but I'm saying if we're gonna talk about the idea that these people aren't killing them, it's like the same. It's basically this. People go, well, I'm pro-choice, but I don't believe in murder. It's like, well, I'm pro-choice, but I don't believe in murder because they're just choosing to acknowledge that that's not a life.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like in this concept, these people.
I just don't. I think there's a difference between killing an animal and then like fucking it.
I mean, I think there is too, but I'm saying
levels of abuse is different.
Her logic is at least it's there. Like it makes sense. She's going like, hey man, like you kill this shit, you kill these things, and now all of a sudden you care about it.
You might as well fuck it first, I guess.
Hey, I got kicked out.
Yeah, just go back to the link. Is the link still there in the
chat?
Skype?
Let me look.
Should be the last thing. Okay. All right, hop back in, bud. You lost the internet?
Yeah, I lost. Well, not really. I don't know. It just like kicked me off.
All right. Well,
well, that happens.
We're good now.
Yeah, we really didn't get much further.
I haven't heard. What was your first experience?
Well, actually, it was kind of interesting. I was house sitting for somebody, watching their
She was
dog and
raped.
their birds and their fish and stuff. I was maybe 10, 11 years old. I don't quite remember. So I went skinny dipping, and one day I bent over to test the water. You know how you do. Just bend over.
Yes,
and
it's nice to know how
just like a normal person.
Yes, and well, their dog kind of snuck up behind me and stuck his nose between my legs.
Hey now.
Needless to say, I was a little bit surprised, but I was like, that feels good. But then he decided he wanted a little more, so he jumped on. And at that point, I learned what it was to lose your virginity.
Oh my
It scared me
goodness.
half to death.
She was sexually assaulted by a dog.
Holy
I
shit.
started feeling good, and I'm like,
Yeah.
But then again, the other scare. that I
Yeah,
had
she's
was, oh
not
my
into
God,
it,
I'm
Mike.
gonna
You might
have
be right.
puppies.
I think I was like 22.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what she just said?
Yeah. Oh God, I might have puppies.
She's
yeah,
worried. This happened when she was at such a nascent age that she was worried that she would have puppies.
I think she said she was like 12 or something.
Yeah. That's
And you definitely know back then, like the sexual education was pretty lacking, probably at that age. Because I went
apparently
through
not in the dog community.
I went through sexual education at like 5th grade. Right through 5th grade, I think is when I went through sexual education. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't teach you about this, Dan.
Well,
No, I'm saying, but they teach you about the process of like having sex and like safe sex and
Yeah, I know that, but they don't tell you, hey, can a dog get you pregnant or not?
No, but I'm saying that's my point is that someone at her age, just say she was 12 and they didn't have the sexual education back then, she probably wouldn't know that about humans, like can only get humans pregnant. Then again, is that something we learned?
No.
I don't know.
No, she's
I don't know.
Obviously, Dan, even for a 12-year-old, she was an idiot.
Well, she's still an idiot.
No, exactly. She still was. She still is to this day, probably.
Was if she's not probably passed, but probably upgraded
from all the splooge, which is horse.
Here's the tricky thing. What if you could get other things pregnant and things could get you pregnant, and then you did have like a puppy human?
Then we'd have like the world would be really weird right now.
Well, I think that's really where you could argue probably back a couple thousand years ago, maybe even further, like the idea, or maybe not even a couple, like let's say a long time ago, through evolution, like obviously animals fucked other animals, like apes, like fucked with other things, and like it's true though.
Is that true?
No, but think about it.
Where
think about
citation
it.
needed.
Things. Well, like what is evolution though? How do you get outside and keep growing outside of like?
Okay, I thought that was environmental factors.
It was environmental factors, but you're gonna tell me that like at some point where there was like this cross, like think about this. Okay, so we knew there was different types of hominids, right? Different type of hominids. So there was different like bipedal creatures at one point. So if like they went over and fucked.
Well, it's kind of like a lion and a tiger. They can make a baby.
Yeah, they can, right?
So could like a monkey and a human?
But no, they can't. But what I'm saying is a long time ago.
How about a gorilla and a monkey?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. But what I do know is that, or not know, what I would assume though is if you go back a long time, that there was probably by species like some sort
like a
of
monkey and another subhuman, you're saying?
Yeah, like something that was in the middle because there had to be some bridge. There's a bridge. There's a gap.
No, but it's...
Maybe we're the offspring of like some other human and a monkey that bred.
No,
and
Sean, things did breed.
Evolution
is a consequence of breeding as well.
Outside of your genus, though. I don't think it produces anything if you go outside of your genus, which would
Yeah,
be like
now-
things that you share common ancestry with.
Yeah, but I'm talking like a million years ago, whatever. I'm talking like
Dan's like, I'm talking about so far back that
hold
you
on,
could
hear
never
me out,
actually know.
Hear me out. But think about this. So we all basically came from the same gene pool, right? If you like, basically, we all came from that one organism that technically went on land, blah 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 blah, all that shit, from tadpole to human being or whatever it was. So there is a genealogy. That's why we share certain genetic code with other animals, because there is a connection, right? So like
they were all fucking back then, dude.
But like back there is a point where in evolution something died off, and there would probably still be species left over before they died off, but you could still interbreed, and then that would create another species. You know what I mean? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it had to have happened.
I can see how it happened, but everything I see that interbreed, like if you get like a lion and a tiger, you get like a horse and a donkey.
It's like genetically screwed. They're usually dumb.
It can't reproduce.
Yeah, there'd be a genetic dead ends, but
well, that's because we're so far down the line now. It's like the genes are.
But I'm curious if a monkey and a gorilla bred, what would happen?
A gonky? A gorilla?
I don't know. I don't think it would work.
Or what about those monkeys? They're not monkeys, but damn, what are those long maroon monkeys with the long arms?
Oh, orangutans?
Yeah, what if orangutan bred with a monkey? Would that work?
I don't know. I'm not a zoologist or.
Well, I seem to remember the film Planet of the Apes, not like the one that came out in the early 2000s with Mark Wahlberg.
I just watched that.
The Marky Mark one?
Yeah.
Isn't there like an orangutan and a monkey or a chimpanzee like doing some weird
those
stuff in the
orangutans. Yeah, those orangutans in there, and then there's like the monkeys, and they breed, but I don't know what they reproduce. It's like an old.
You think that they had the chance with that movie to really show how it would happen, and they decided not to. Pretty shameful.
But they are together.
Yes, they are. Yeah,
they're like a couple. But
yeah, that orangutan, he really has the hots for that hot lady monkey.
Yeah,
the chimp.
All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to the dog.
I had, allowed a dog to have sexual intercourse. So it kind of just grew from there.
At least she gave consent. That other lady got raped.
I had dog companions in between. I've always loved the feel of fur my whole life. Mm-hmm. And my dog was always there as a good friend, soaking up tears, whatever I was going through. And I don't know, I guess it was just one night. We were snuggling in bed, and I was petting him, and he just got very curious. And, there was more of an oral thing. And, I became kind of curious about him.
I wonder, though, is this before she was with her husband or after?
She said 22.
Okay,
she's 22.
She probably, like 40-something now?
She's probably...
Well, they might have been together. They've been married 25 years.
Yeah, they're out in the fucking boon. Yeah, they were probably together.
Probably at 18.
He was probably out with his mare. Getting maregasms, touching souls.
So, to begin with, it was more of just curiosity.
So you lost your virginity to a human first?
To a human. I was like, 15 or 16. 15.
I was 21 when I lost my virginity.
It was before I was 16.
Yeah, I bet you were,
I guess
lady.
I was more curious sexually and more
Bet
interested.
you fucking were.
My problem is most of my boyfriends weren't interested in it, and I never could figure out why.
Oh,
Ellie
God,
did
it's so
eventually meet
sad.
Ken, who
It's
shares
the
her
saddest
sexual
thing I've
preference.
ever heard, man.
It's called
For a girl, that's pretty bad.
women posting their own L's.
Yeah.
I was technically a virgin until I was 29 years old. I was a zoophile up until then, and I just basically didn't have much interest in other members of my own species as far as a life bond or anything. But when I met Ellie here, we clicked. It was
Look at this
the
cold
one
nut motherfucker.
person that
Get this guy Yuki, dude. He's good.
I felt within a week probably after I met her, we were meant to be together.
Like, he looks like a beach bum. Like, it's the weirdest
Ken and
look.
Ellie met through a zoo friend on the internet. After a few weeks, they arranged their first date.
Well, the first night that he came up to visit me, I took him down to the barn to introduce him to some of my horses and some of the other horses that I enjoyed at the barn. And I took him in and introduced him to my miniature stallion. And kind of, I don't know if it was subconscious, I was very nervous and kind of wanted to do the shock factor, as it were.
She just fucking...
My miniature stallion was dropped and masturbating. When his penis is dropped and he slaps it on his belly, they call that masturbation for stallions.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure
And
they
so
do. I'm sure it's not just you.
One thing led to another, and I couldn't resist, so I bent down and started sucking on him.
Like, see, this is what I'm talking about.
her.
Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is
I hate her.
This is just perverts because, I mean, obviously, that's a given, right? But even their rationalizations, like all these things they go through about relationships and spirituality, but really at the end of the day, she's like, man, I saw that fucking giant horse dick, and I just had to get on my knees and just go for it.
That is crazy.
She couldn't help herself, Michael. She's there with her new boyfriend.
Man.
And he's just over there crying, jerking off.
Oh, God, I hate these people, man. I hate them. Like, I actually hate them.
And then he tried climbing on top of me, so the next thing I know, my pants are down and I'm bending over for him, and I'm like, excuse me, I can't resist.
I hate her.
And
I hate her.
Don't you love that little psycho laugh?
Yeah,
that
dude.
like knowing like.
So they kind of train these horses to do this.
Yes,
I don't
basically.
even. I don't know. No, the horse does it naturally.
Well, they.
Look at the size of this lady.
Didn't you?
Of course, it probably recognized
It's a miniature horse, so that makes sense.
Oh yeah, dimensions wise, yeah, physics wise, sure.
But still, Dan, how does the horse know? Okay, I'm gonna put it in here.
Well, I suppose
in that position, it's probably relatively similar.
There's got to be some sort of feral kind of hormonal thing that has to do with
I don't fucking know, dude. No, these are just sickos.
An animal will smell not to be gross, but an animal will smell like a woman that's ready to go. He's just I know what to do.
I guess.
The craziest thing though is when she tells the story about the miniature stallion actually signing a document that says "I give consent."
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear it.
Little hoof print.
Yeah, just like an animal farm,
Yeah.
I guess part of me said, okay, either he's for real and he won't mind this, or he's not for real and he's going to be totally freaked out by it and run. Obviously, he didn't run.
No, actually, I was very tempted at the point to have sloppy seconds. It turned me on. It was so erotic to watch this.
I fucking hate this
and
guy.
Just the whole
Look at this
thing.
hair.
And,
he was tempted to. He
it
didn't.
shocked
Though. He
me
wouldn't
at all.
fucking
In fact,
dare.
I was like, this is pretty cool. I think I found somebody here that might be on my plane here.
Oh.
And went from there. And
Listen, there's everybody out there. You'll find someone. There's someone.
Oh
out
my
there
God!
for you.
Honestly, it's out there.
here we are, married.
Yeah. Well, I have vaginal sex with my miniature stallion. He's not a whole lot larger than most humans. He is a bit bigger, but not uncomfortably so. I like to suck on him orally, and he especially enjoys that.
I'm sure he
I
does.
have anal sex with the miniature stallion. He penetrates me, and it's it's pleasurable, but it's not real intense. It's like I said, the pleasure that I get from it is more from knowing how much he enjoys having sex with me.
I fucking hate these people.
He tell me about it. He talks a lot. He grunts and wickers and
He's talking all
blows
right.
in my ear, etc. And that is very erotic to me, more so than the physical sex.
When he's courting me, as it were, trying to entice me to bend down or kneel down, he does a lot of I call it a hubba hubba. He just kind of goes "Grr," and makes this little hubba hubba noise to me, and then once he's in, I mean, for every stroke that he does, he makes this big grunting noise.
Oh.
And then when he orgasms, he makes an even bigger grunting noise.
Oh, she lets him go right inside it. Oh my goodness.
I have some scars on my back from where he's bitten onto me, just hanging on. They do the same thing with mares when they have sex, and only mares have fur to hang on to. He tends to get a big chunk of skin with me. And that can be quite painful.
That's what you get, you sick
I don't even
fuck.
notice until after the fact because I'm so caught up in the moment. And then I get
he doesn't even notice the excruciating pain of being bitten in the back by a horse because he's in the moment, not because he's in so much other pain because he's getting ass fucked by a horse.
This is what makes me sick. Makes me sick.
And Ellie says, "Oh, I see you've been down fooling around. You've got a big bite mark on your back again."
Oh, I have a question. Do you think those two people actually have sex? The married people?
Well, they do.
No.
Well, not often, but he did say that they did have sex because he was 29 before he lost his virginity to her.
Oh,
yeah, that would
I
technically
thought he
be
was
right.
talking. I thought but dude, they ain't. doing it
No,
on
he
the
said
reg.
he said I was actually a virgin with humans up until I was 29.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But what I'm saying is, like, they ain't doing it on the reg, bro.
No, but they've done it.
Oh yeah, they've probably done it.
Probably not a lot though, right?
No, they're
I
getting
hate
it
it.
other places.
Yeah, the same mare. I mean,
They're
the
just
same
perverts that
miniature
hook up.
stallion. The same miniature stallion. I wonder how he feels about that. He's like, man, I'm getting all this ass and pussy. Getting sucked
Man, I can't
on.
believe she just lets him blow a low. Oh my goodness.
It's
'Cause
so gross.
you know it's enormous. It's a lot of splooge.
Yeah, but what is in there? Is she like what kind of disease is this? Like is
Why is there disease in horse cum?
I have no idea, Sean. I don't know, but just think about it. They're outside, it's dirty. I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe I mean, if she's the type of person that goes down and sucks on a miniature stallion dick, that maybe the dick is clean.
and also her breath probably kicking, bro.
Oh, dude, imagine, yeah, she goes down there and sucks on the miniature stallion.
Horse. I bet that horse busts in her mouth too.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's like yeah.
This looks like yogurt running out of
JRH NBR. Just the right height, no bucket is required.
Who the hell's that?
I happen to have a pony mare that is JRH NBR. And that's really nice because you're not trying to do a balancing act standing on something.
I hate him.
It's so funny.
Like
guy's a fucking
like
weirdo,
that's like
man.
psychotic. That's
Just
like,
right height, no bucket required.
No, but yeah, just the right height, no bucket.
That guy
required.
is weird.
Because like he's just like
it's
again
so devious.
Yeah, it's really
So
deviant
bad.
behavior. It's really
Because now
crazy.
he's like it's even easier.
He's like, yeah,
Like,
I
that's
can
why
just
he likes it.
park my cock right up in there. I don't even gotta
I
get
would
on
not
a
trust
bucket.
that guy around anybody.
Actually, yeah, animals, people, whatever, no one, nothing.
Funny, the guys start comparing about what they used to stand on,
Or how
what
they
is more
or how
stable.
they disguise it in their car. Or then you go to a strange barn and you start and you catch the guys checking the bottoms of the feed buckets for footprints.
To me, I feel there are a lot more.
So they're out there looking for friends. They're looking for new friends. They go out
It's
to
just a bunch
barns and
of
be like,
weirdos.
"Oh, I wonder if these guys fuck horses too."
Oh, that's what they're doing. Those
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to expand their community. Oh, I don't know, fucking mountain man over
Like,
there,
and
Maregasm.
you know-
he's like, I need more people to watch.
Could you
Have
see
the
this
spiritual
guy?
connection with me.
Like he goes and sees like the mud stains on the bucket, whatever. But the guy was just like getting something from high up.
And the approach.
You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and he's like, "Hey man, listen."
Yeah, I fuck horses too. What?
Yeah.
What?
You know what would be better for them?
I was joking.
instead of a bucket, they should get like a freaking. Have you ever seen like those little steps people get to get on top of a horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should
They're
give them a
like
call.
3 steps.
I'm sure they do, man. I'm sure they do.
That would be better. than a
I'm
fucking
sure
bucket.
if you're a serious guy, if you're like, see, because the just right height, no bucket required would be for kind of like the amateur guy, right? He's not comfortable. He's not out in the open yet. But if you're a professional,
Yeah, he's
like
out
you
there.
probably got like a platform. You probably
Yeah,
got
like build it. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm. He's probably got like a small platform he can like roll up or like just place behind it where you can actually get a good stance, maybe even some rails.
Yeah.
On the back, you know,
like because that's the newbies, the new guys, the amateurs. They're the ones with the buckets because it's just an act of sexual desperation, like deviance. So they just have to grab whatever they can because they're so horny, and they're just trying to get behind the horse.
Here's a question: how many injuries do you think these people get, either from a horse kicking, horse biting, horse wrecking their back if they're on top of them?
Probably a lot.
Like, do you think these people get injured a lot?
I mean, Paul Bunyan, Maregasm there, he seems like he's in full control. Like, he does not allow these animals to disrespect him.
What about that girl?
I don't know. I mean, you got to imagine.
Well, what happens if it slips and like goes in the wrong hole? Like that can't, because that horse ain't stopping, bro. Like you're trying to crawl away, but you're in a little stall. You're like, like
God damn it, Cinnamon! God damn it, Cinnamon!
Well,
there's definitely some danger to it. Yeah,
it's probably part of the arousal factor. It's the risk.
Like there's a documentary. There's one called Zoo that came out in like the mid 2000s or something, and it's about all these dudes that were like this up in upstate New York.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, they end up getting caught because like one of the guys basically gets fucking killed by the horse.
He does. He does get killed by the horse.
Yeah, gets his guts ripped out.
Yeah, and it was like a legit big ass horse,
like a black stout, like Black Beauty.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like this is like I've been around horses. I know how powerful they are.
That is not normal. People don't usually go full carte blanche with a big ass horse like that because of the dangerous it is. Because I think if I remember,
they're getting sick of those little ones. They're probably like, I need to up it.
Yeah,
probably.
And that's probably because generally, from what because I've read about this, they would tie the horse so the horse can't move forward. And then they would do all the work. And I guess like supposedly that like somehow they fucked up, and like that. All right, let's go.
It's like I'm revealing too much of this knowledge I have.
Like yeah.
Who are with their dogs that men have no idea.
There are women that are with dogs and the men have no idea.
You're going to hell because of how you are. But I'll tell you, if there's a hereafter, just let me muck the stalls and care for them. It just feels so good inside.
Ooh, kisses.
I hate kissing this fucking horse, guys. He's
Oh
going
my
fucking
goodness. I hope she bites him.
I'm not ashamed of who and what I am.
You should be.
There's no shame involved, and it's taken me many years to learn to deal with that.
I fucking hate this shit.
Zoophiles who have accepted their sexuality and can share it with their partners are the lucky few. For most, discovery leads to disaster. Sarah now lives alone with her dogs.
My husband and I were married for almost 10 years, and we had a pretty happy marriage. We both worked, we owned a home, we had 2 cars, we had 2 dogs. We were a happy couple.
Then I started having sex with our dogs, and things kind of fell apart.
I didn't really become aware of zoophilia until much later in my life. When Miles and I moved into my room together, it became a little more intimate.
You know how it goes.
I think the first time that I actually decided to take my clothes off and feel his fur next to my bare skin was pretty surprising.
Pretty fucking
that
cool.
was one of the first things that I did, was I just stripped and and got down and laid down on my bed, and my dog come up, and the two of us just laid down and took a nap together. And he gave me a lick on my nose, and it was just like a regular relationship. And just feeling the comfort of his warm body next to mine, and it just never felt like anything was wrong with that. It always felt really natural to me.
Now she has dog orgies.
Sarah was 36 when her husband first began to suspect her relationship with Miles. The
Oh
family
my God!
dog.
Imagine being that
He
dude.
decided to have
Barely even covered him up, honestly.
Well, I would say that the act of castrating Miles was...
See, I've met people that are like this, like weird dog people, like that are just like too into their dogs.
I met people like this too.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's not like you would immediately assume. It's not that abnormal, but they have some sort of preoccupation with their animals that like seems like almost unhealthy. Like it's such a huge part of their lives, like their relationship with with their dog. And they got the
It's
same
absolutely
look.
ridiculous.
They got the same look. That's all I'm saying.
to have him euthanized if he found out I was having anything to do with him that way.
What a bastard.
Was absolutely the
What a
last
fucking
nail in the
bastard.
coffin of my marriage.
I'll kill those dogs, you fucking them. Choo choo.
When family and friends gather around, you'll want to be sure to have everyone's favorite
Going
cracker on
to
hand.
the zoo.
Like what? Pepsi's probably pissed. Why are you showing this shit?
Why'd you have to throw us under the bus like that?
My life, looking back at all the relationship I've had with humans, that
They're just
it's
dumb.
been really frustrating, and it's been really hard.
No
And
wonder
it's not
she works
because I
at,
lack
like, fucking-
interpersonal skills, because I don't.
Little does
I
he
get
know.
along quite well, and
Little
Dude,
does
I
he
would
know.
never think this lady was doing this. I would go and have a conversation with this lady.
really being able to extract any.
Well, what about the Maregasm guy? So say you're out there.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, but Mike, like that's the thing. If you just met this guy, you never seen this documentary, you got in public, he's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going, Mike?"
Yeah, but come on, that guy's a weirdo. You could tell
little-
there's something weird about him.
This lady's not as weird as the mayor. That guy's like
This lady
obsessed,
just seems like a dog, like somebody that loves her dog. Like,
So it's okay.
yeah. No, because like I've had like a dog before that was like a friend, and it's like cool. It's like a pet. It's like
No, I know people because there is like you can have a bond with an animal. There is because there's a consciousness there. There's a mutual appreciation of each other's attention, and listen, guys, listen. I think they're spiritual, and I don't judge them and what they want.
no, but that
and what
other
they
guy,
need.
you can tell he's fucking weird.
Well, it definitely when this because he's the one that's like the most. He's thought the most about it,
Yes.
about his lifestyle, and then when you see him just in the moment, he's creaming when he's talking about this stuff, and then you see
He's
him just
obsessed.
looking at the horses down in the horse corral there, wherever the fuck they were, there by the fence. I mean, that guy is fucking in horse.
Just gives
he's
you a
in-
rush,
He's in
Gives you
splooge
a
heaven,
rush.
dude. Yeah. Oh, it gives me such an incredible rush.
That guy seems like
Oh,
that guy seems like he would be open in front of like anybody with it. Like if we were all standing around and we don't know this guy and we're at like some zoo, it seems like he would be talking like that.
And then he'd call you a bigot.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't be saying, "Oh, I want to do," but he would be like, "Oh, look at that beauty." He'd just be like one of those fucking weirdos.
Well, but I've met people like that, especially horse people. It's like, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a gorgeous animal.
Yeah.
Like when people walk up to like dogs and shit at dog park, oh my god, what a beautiful girl. You're like,
That's
Jesus,
true, man.
Get the fuck away from me, dude.
Now what? Now every single time I hear people
Oh,
talking
my
about
God,
animals,
what
I'm
a-
like,
What a beautiful coat.
Yeah, but okay, that's
What, motherfucker? No.
yeah.
No, you could be like, "Oh, that's a really," you could be like,
No,
"Oh,
this
that's a really nice looking dog," but not in that way.
Not anymore,
Just like-
Michael. Now that you know, now you can't. Because now for the rest of your life, you're going to be like, that's a really good looking dog. Ah, fuck.
Yeah. This changes Mike's life forever. He can't sell dogs anymore. He
damn
can't
guy.
do it.
Because he's always paranoid that people are trying to fuck him. Yeah.
Or like Mike can't has to investigate people before he sells them to him. So how much you like dogs?
Yeah.
Like,
Can I
really,
see your
though?
internet search history, please? Here we go.
A really great and tremendous personal happiness, it's been lacking. And I've found that when I'm sitting quietly at
poor
home,
dog.
and my dog is asleep, and I can put
She's
my
in her
arm around him
harem.
and the two of us
She's in her
sit.
dog fuck
But
harem.
at that moment, I know such pure happiness and contentment.
Oh, she jerking him off right there?
Equaled.
No, she's just giving him a belly rub.
Oh yeah, it's close enough though. That dog knows what's up.
Yeah, he's like,
it's
I'm
about to
gonna
happen.
get laid later.
A lot of people are going to think that this interest you have in horses is because you've failed with women. They're going to think that it's
Well, he
an
did kind of say
emotional
that.
cop-out.
Zoophilia, in my case, is an emotional cop-out in a way, in several ways. I have to be honest about it. I'd much rather deal with a horse than deal with complications of a human emotional relationship. Because every time I've gone the human emotional route, it's been a train wreck. There've been the mind games come on, and pretty soon you're not having an emotional relationship anymore. You're having some kind of freaking contest. And I got tired of that. I didn't need that in my life anymore.
He's like, yeah, other than racing around the
Mark
barnyard,
did try
no
to
competition
suppress
in
his
these
desire
relationships.
for animals. He married and had 2 children. But his attempt to live without horses was to end in tragic failure.
I love this, like the still frame when they go to Animal Passion.
So awful.
Despite having a wife and children, Mark's attraction to horses still haunted him, and eventually his marriage broke up.
He looks
She
like
took
that
off,
serial
went
killer.
went to another state, got a job in another state, took the kids with her. I sat down with my prescription drugs and some needles and started to slowly kill myself.
It wasn't until I met Pixel that I was pulled out of the tailspin of my life.
Mark rented a motel room.
So I married her.
He had decided to kill himself if he could not come to terms with his desires.
So what do you do? Just bring a bunch of pictures of horses and ponies, lay it out on the bed and be like, don't jerk off, Mark. Do not masturbate to these pictures of these beautiful animals. What's that?
This guy.
Well, in a way, it's kind of sad because this guy feels like this, and it seems like he can't help it.
No, I think there are people that this is like it is a perversion, but it's obviously a psychological problem. I don't know.
Maybe
he's talking about trying to kill himself because he can't come to I don't know.
Because you know that society is not okay with it. His wife is obviously not okay. His ex-wife, his kids aren't okay with it. He understands. He has the self-awareness, the ramifications of it. That other
but he
dude,
can't
Paul
stop
Bunyan,
at the same time.
Yeah, the Marigasm guy. He's just like, listen, man. I live my life on my own terms. I gotta be me. I was in a lot of pain those 2 years, not fucking ponies.
Because people are did he really go to a hotel, or is this the sympathy vibes? Oh, he was gonna kill himself. I guess it's not so bad. He's fucking horses because he was gonna kill himself.
Dan, if you were,
I don't fucking buy that.
If you're sexually attracted to animals and it was a compulsion that you didn't feel like you had full control over, you might want to go kill yourself.
Maybe they should. Maybe they should have. Maybe he should have.
Yeah.
Same thing with people who want to fuck kids. If you killed yourself, probably be a better world.
Yeah, but then you want Pixel to be alone?
Pixel would have to get over it. I'm sure we could hook him up with probably the mare that's fucking the dude in the barn biting the guy in the back.
Oh no.
Probably hook those two up.
Only.
What's up? Let's finish.
All right, cool. All right, let's go.
He wrote about that night in his book, The Horseman.
Got a book called The Horseman.
Either something made me like this, or I'm just a sick pervert. If it's the first, well, maybe I can change, or if I can't change, maybe I can learn to live with it. To live with myself. Without so much guilt. If there's no reason...
Jesus, this guy's got a magnifying
He's a
glass.
detective.
Merely a piece of twisted, subhuman scum.
He's such a
Then
fucking nasty fuck.
In the world, my parents...
Dude, this guy's got the biggest
He's like some
magnifying
fucking
glass.
wizard or
Better
something.
off without me
This guy wrote a book.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh
We
my
gotta
This
find
is his book that he's reading?
Dude, I gotta find this book now. I'm on a mission. Yeah, that's what he was reading. It was his book.
Oh, shit.
You could say he's open about the lifestyle.
After that night, Mark realized that his emotional happiness lay with horses. He went to visit a horse trader.
What do you think I give for that little bay horse there? 350? 440. Hard to come by. You can't hardly find a pony. They're all gone.
Yeah.
They're got so high.
Yeah.
He bought his first horse here, a young pony mare.
Cherry. Wild honey Cherry. She saved my life. That little pony saved my life. I would have been dead in another 2 months.
Oh, that's sweet.
Mark
Love
lived with Cherry for a year and a half.
Give him a reason to live.
One night, we'd just finished making love, and I was sitting down on the edge of her feed bunker by her head. She kind of nibbling and nuzzling on me, and I was scratching her. And I looked at her, she looked at me, and all my previous resolve about keeping sex separate, keeping animal sex as just a separate relief.
I fucking hate this guy. I hate them all,
When
dude.
I realized then I couldn't deny it anymore. I loved her. I was in love with her, and I told her. Tears started trickling down my cheeks, and I reached over and just laid my hand on her nose and said, "Cherry, I love you. I'm in love with you. I love you, Cherry."
What a beautiful story.
And I just felt so happy, so extraordinarily happy. So, like I'd cast off chains that I'd worn for years and didn't even know were there. One night we had, I told her I loved her. The next day she got sick.
You killed her, dude.
And she died.
This poison come.
It's the charcoal drawing on the wall.
Mark is suffering from hepatitis C. He caught the disease from an infected tattoo needle and needs kidney dialysis 3 times a week.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
A friend of mine, Barbara Naginer, she's quite an artist, and she designed this tattoo for me.
Oh
the
my
ideal
God.
relationship with Pixel.
A little fucking like a centaur
I'd like
thing.
to be able to communicate in more detail
Yeah,
with her.
with the lady's top.
Yeah, it's a horse with a lady's
So
top,
this is
which
how
is like
he
this guy's
envisions
dream.
Pixel. Yeah.
I'd love to have children with her.
Holy shit.
She's...
Things have escalated.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want a human child out of her, a half-human child, or a regular foal out of her.
Probably regular
That's not
full,
the
so you
issue,
fuck
and of
that
course it's
too
not
at some
gonna
point.
happen. That's pure blue sky fantasy. But she means that much to me that if I could, I would. Absolutely.
Wow.
Our reaction to zoophiles is not surprising. For most of us, just the thought of sex with animals is revolting.
But for others, not so much.
But while making these films, I found that we appear to fear and loathe zoophiles more than others we define as sexually deviant.
I don't know, man.
Could it be that we feel so strongly, not just because of the sexual element, but because zoophiles cross boundaries?
This guy was too deep, man.
upsetting
Starting to have
the
empathy
nature
and shit.
of our relationship to animals.
What? So he's like, so this guy's trying to make the argument. He's like, maybe we hate them because of they're just so edgy.
Different.
They're just willing to go there.
This is ultimate edgelord meme comedy. Like,
Oh
they
yeah,
really pushed
oh yeah,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. Well, I fuck my horse.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know there was people out there like that.
Well, yeah,
Oh, Mike, you knew there was people
and
out
they're
here that
organized in their communities. They're married to each other.
Like
No,
Facebook.
again, I really didn't.
I
It's never
guarantee
crossed
you
my
there,
mind.
there's a horse fucking group on Facebook.
Well, probably, but I
got
didn't know
that
they
money.
existed.
I don't want to type it in, but I'm going to type it in.
Pets
Because
or meat.
It's not a disease. You're not neurotic. You're not psychotic. It's a different lifestyle. It's a difference. It's not disease. It's just different. It's like being gay
The gay
or
lifestyle.
bisexual. It's different.
Yeah, this is the same thing that all of these groups of people, anytime there's some sort of sexual aberration or whatever, they're all like, it's just like gay guys. It's just like gay rights, dude. Fractal, what's up, man? He says, hey, any of you see the Vice video of goat effers in Colombia? No, I've never seen that, no.
well, that might be something that we could watch someday.
In the future, yeah, I don't know if Vice would be, if we would get
There,
content
it's shit, probably.
pounced, but...
We would never expect anybody else or want anybody else to become this.
Is that her new
Because if
boyfriend?
you're not, then it is not your
Probably.
lifestyle.
To ask a zoophile not to feel the way they do about animals
It's ridiculous.
is
criminal.
Akin to asking a person of a certain ethnic origin or color or gender not to be in who and what they are.
During the time I spent with Mark, I came to realize his relationships with Cherry and Pixel were not just about sex. However strange it may seem to us, for Mark and for the other zoophiles, they were genuine love affairs.
Kind of beautiful when you really start thinking about it.
Cherry and I used to walk the street quite a bit. Almost every afternoon we'd walk down, go to the
Go
little
down there,
convenience store and get
point
some
my
Tootsie
gun at
Rolls
people.
or the tropical snow. Coming up on my house, white one right up here, with the evergreen by the corner.
These people pissed us. Why are you showing my damn house?
Where Cherry's buried.
The fuck, Mark?
If I could push a button and have everything changed, so I just had a normal.
You know his house
life,
stinks,
emotionally,
Oh yeah,
sexually,
that thing
kept my
fucking
family more or
reeks.
less together.
That's like one of those houses I
Spending
walk
weekends,
into and I'm just like,
grilling
what the
hamburgers
fuck
in
do
the
these people
backyard
do? How do they
and
even live in here?
Maybe they're fucking animals, Michael. Now you can put that in your mind.
Dude, I walk into some fucking disgusting houses.
A couple beers with my buddies while I watched a football game on Sunday afternoon. In other words, just be Joe Average. Would I do it? Would I choose? Could I? If I could make a choice between being a zoo and being, quote, normal, end quote. God, I don't know. I don't know.
I love that stuff so much. Since this documentary was filmed, Mark has died from his illness.
Poor guy.
Honestly, I'm not that mad about it.
Why are they showing a horse someone fucking riding it?
Because, man, he's free. Free as a horse.
They're free.
Ride. No, man, this is this whole adventure that we just went on with everybody. I don't know about you, but these people disgust me. Like, they're on the same level as like pedophiles.
I wouldn't go as far as that. They're a notch down.
Okay, like a notch though. Not like 7 notches, like a notch.
No,
like
yeah,
you have
a notch.
pedophile, then you have zoophile. That like they're right there. They both should go to jail forever. Forever.
Forever?
Forever.
I don't know if our jail system could handle it, Dan. Apparently, they're everywhere.
The influx.
I didn't
One
know
in
there
three
was
guys.
people like that, to be honest.
Well, I mean, there's
that organized about it.
That organized, that open about it.
Well, there's not that many people that are that publicly.
There's probably like I bet you there's like 100,000 zoos.
It just makes me think of the one person I heard this story about. That person probably did that kind of shit because I just know him.
He's weird. He's probably he's a weird guy.
He's a weirdo. And he's like a drunk, and I could just see him getting a little bit roused.
And he'd probably
little bit razzle dazzle,
He'd be like that Mark dude, where he's just like, "Listen, man, the girls, they're too busy. Hey, you want to go?"
And he's had problems. He's been divorced.
Yeah, well, I mean that. Well,
it was really it was his family's fault.
He's bisexual.
Yeah,
he's all over the place.
I mean, he's probably doing it, man. He's probably doing some wild shit. And that's the problem, though, is everyone just goes, dude, these people need to be stopped. They need to be like, this is, I just can't.
Prosecuted.
No, it's because, okay.
Justice.
But, and this is the thing, is like, where at the age of, if a person can consent and they're there, like they're all got their marbles, everything's good to go, and communication can be because like think about this. Okay, if they create some machine, right? And they can put like a thing on the horse, like on its head, and it can talk to you, be like, yeah, dude, I love this shit. Then you can be like, all right.
Here's the thing. Do you know when that one lady was talking and she was like, yeah, I go down there and suck on it?
Yeah.
That horse is clearly liking it at that moment.
Of course, because they're conditioned. They're domestic animals, and it's all.
Well, it's also arousing the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Mike. I mean, like I'm gonna tell you right. No matter, like it's
so Dan, your way the horse would be like, yeah, I like this.
Yeah, but like this is the thing, though. This is the thing, Mike. Okay, so this is we would have to do like kind of like a homeward bound scenario, right? So you put the horse in the middle of a field, about 20 feet away on either side is a hot mare ready to go, like and then like you got the boy horse
or that lady
ready to go, or the lady bent over.
Well,
and if the horse makes that choice,
okay, but here's the thing: if that horse has never been around another mare and all it knows is that woman, it's going to go to the woman.
Nah, dude, because it's that natural.
No, it's that
conditioning. It's that. No, there's definitely dude. There's something more natural.
That's all conditioning, though.
Okay, no, that's not true though, because
but
the chemical,
if it's never been around another one doesn't know that.
Hold on. So you're gonna tell me a dog, right? Like a dog. Let's say same scenario. A dog like has to fuck when the dog's in heat, right? Like a cat, like they got to do it. It's instinctual. And they know that they're gonna get all twisted up and like it's gonna suck. Like they know the female's not gonna let go. Like they do it anyway because it's instinctual. Like there's that when those pheromones get in the air, they can't help it.
Yeah, there's that aspect of it, I suppose.
And I'm talking about like a female horse.
I think
in heat and a male horse. Like that horse will probably go.
Oh, then that's not. Then you're stacking the cards against that poor lady. Now she's gonna get no horse cock.
Well, I mean, we could put her like maybe in the same like her moon cycle.
He's gonna go over to that mare, and he's gonna be like, "What? You're not gonna suck my dick?" It's gonna be disappointing.
Yeah, because Dan, the mare's not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be disappointed. Maybe he's better off. Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where people. We just need to arrest them all, honestly, or put them on an island, maybe
with animals.
Just
would you let
no animals? Well, we'll drop one off a month for food or fucking, and they can make the choice.
What do you think?
Why choose? Just do both.
What do you think? They're like that lady, right? You there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that lady. She's pleasing that horse.
Here's Mike, are you sticking up for these fucking people right now? Like this was happening?
No, he's trying to get through your head that like there is a conditioned aspect where they're going to just react because you've kind of coerced them into doing it so many times that now this is learned behavior. I mean, they got little fucking peanut brains, dude. They're not out there rationalizing and thinking of the different factors, whatever. They're just like, oh, dude, this fucking lady sucking my dick.
In a horse's mind, you don't know.
You
don't know what's going on in the little horse mind.
Actually.
Yeah, but clearly he's liking it. He's enjoying it.
Okay, so we should let it happen then. Is that what you're saying?
No, because the thing is, it is like ethically, it is wrong from the get go, but it's on the person, the rational.
That's like some dude. It's like some pedophile blowing a kid, being like, "Well, the kid liked it apparently."
No,
like come on, man, it's fucking crazy.
That's not even the argument we're making at all. We're just saying it's learned behavior. If you took a kid when they're young, not to be gross, but if you did, like, you could condition them to like be. This is what happens with child sex trafficking all the time. They condition them to, I don't know, engage with it, do it. It's just their life. They accept it.
So gross. But I don't know, man. Then what we need. So what is the solution? How do you cure? Because it seems like a lot of these kids were.
Well, they didn't go into their background that much.
And they went into it enough. You knew.
Which ones?
Especially the main guy. He's like, oh, I was 16. You know, I saw horse pussy.
Yeah, but okay.
Pussy,
yeah, I know that. But what they didn't go into why these people do it. Like, if someone,
they literally are born. That's what their main thing is. Like, I just can't. It's like it's in me. It's like I'm born this way.
But it was it like environmental, or was it just?
I think there's something pernicious in this documentary that is actually trying to side with that argument. That this is like a sexuality, because even the sexologist is like, well, we don't really know what happens or why it happens, and then he kind of answers the question. He's like, well, it's usually people. Trauma, and then they find comfort in an animal or something like that, and then they develop this deeper bond.
Well, wouldn't you say that this is the same argument that people make for gay people, you know, or whatever? Like, I'm born this way.
You could
transgender.
Well, I mean,
no. What I'm saying is the greater societal structure is society is defending them. Society is saying it's acceptable form of behavior. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah type shit. Like, just be depraved, be gross.
Well, society at large, writ large.
Like, I'm not disparaging the LGBTQIAA plus community.
You forgot. Did you add a Z?
Oh yeah, Zim.
For zoo.
What? Oh, zoo. Oh yeah, my bad. I said plus kin. Plus.
Okay. Fair enough.
There was a plus there. But it just goes down to what is it more nature? Or is it more nurture? Is it more your both. Environment that? No, I mean, I think it's going to be. I'm not saying that you're not born with certain dispositions. Like like some people are born with, like, to be more likely diabetic or more likely to have depression, this and that. That you could absolutely be, but there has to be a large element of nature.
I think it's nature. I think they get fucked up when they're kids.
Well, it seems
but not every gay person or trans person was sexually molested.
Because I don't.
Awful.
I think there's just certain people who are just born with a proclivity. I think other people, maybe it's learned. It's not. I don't think there's a definitive answer of how these kind of behaviors or proclivities develop. I don't. And I don't think any of these people, like the sexologist, is not able to make an argument for it, which just seems kind of weird. Can't we just say, like, well, this is like a mental disorder? Can't we just say
it is. That's why it's zoophilia. It is classified as a mental disorder. Would it not be? Or is that not? No. Is that not a mental disorder?
It's just technically, it's just the love of animals. Technically, but when we use the term colloquially, usually people that are using that term mean it in the sense that, like, oh, it's the people that fuck their animals. You know what I really wish, though? I wish we had gotten a follow-up. Like, a couple years later, maybe we should contact the Learning Channel.
Me too. I wish, because I want to know what that fucking weirdo's doing with his wife and that golden retriever.
He's out there being spiritual, dog.
I don't know.
Fucking the mayor in front of all of his friends.
That's what I want to know.
I think these people need to be excommunicated, man, and, like, I'm glad they became public. You know, maybe the way it should be is that, I don't fucking know, man. Go create your own horse communities, I guess. They already made them, dude. Like, this is happening everywhere, man. In every town in America, someone's probably fucking their animals.
Probably. There's probably someone in your town, Dan.
For sure. It's a bunch of fucking lonely ass people around.
How many people do you think are actually doing this?
If I had to be honest, I'm going to say probably around easily 1 million people.
Yeah, probably.
United States.
Yeah.
In the United States, a
Like
million.
how many? Okay, Michael, how many pedophiles are there? Probably millions. Or people with pedophilic tendencies. They may not act on it, but there are definitely a lot of people in America that are pedophiles. Both men and women. Like it doesn't matter. Like and there's probably less zoophiles than pedophiles, but there's probably millions of people that are on some weird shit.
Or maybe they're zoo curious, you know?
Yeah. I mean, dude, there are literally anything outside of the even like anal sex would be in like kink, you know, like kinky stuff or whatever.
Well, it's considered aberrant or deviant behavior. A lot of even some states, I think, it's still illegal, right? Technically, sodomy. Actually, wasn't sodomy illegal like across the board until like the 80s?
Yeah, well, that's what they used to charge gay people with.
Yeah,
sodomy.
Yeah.
Instead of being gay, they would charge you with sodomy.
That's weird.
And,
it's a weird law.
Yeah. Well, I guess
maybe. Do you think that a law like that has started because like, listen, people need to have fucking babies. We need a fucking population. You people gotta stop fucking each other in the ass.
I mean, isn't sodomy brought up in the Bible? Like, I'm pretty sure the Bible covers everything. So
does the Bible? Yeah, I think the Bible says a big old no.
Yeah, big old no on the sodomization there. But there is anything that desecrates your temple or whatever, right? Like that's what the.
Is that what you call it?
That's what they say, dude.
When I get my asshole destroyed, I call it desecrating my temple.
It's just it's a weird world, man. It's a weird.
I just wanted a hard cut there at the end of the episode. It's fucking weird out there.
I fucking hate them. It's like what are people looking for, dude? That's all I know. I don't know, man. You guys.
Hey, Dan, what if you had a party and you met one of these guys? Would you have a conversation with them?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd definitely talk to them.
I would be too curious.
I would just like JHRNBA. What is it? Just right height, no bucket required. JRHNBR. Just right height, no bucket required, man.
And he's like,
do you think
you a zoo? No, man.
Like, they got multiple buckets just for different heights.
So it seems like dogs and horses, especially horses, are the main things.
Because I think those are the animals that you can actually develop like a bond with, right? Because they're a little bit of higher intelligence than a lot of other animals. Like a cat, you probably could too, but good luck trying to catch a cat and fucking it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, no way. Yeah. No way, dude. No
way.
What
about like a pig?
Yeah, people do that too.
I bet you people fuck pigs.
Do that. Yeah, my buddy sent me a video. It was horrifying.
Holy shit, Dan.
Yeah.
You seen some fucked up shit.
Facebook Messenger is like insane. Insane shit I've had sent my way. Like shit that literally made me sick. Like murder videos. Dude, that is one of the largest areas where child porn is sent in the world is Twitter and Facebook. In Facebook Messenger,
in private messages.
In Facebook Messenger, you can send videos back and forth. So like, dude, because like, I've seen fucked up shit, like horrible fucking shit, because someone will pass and it just gets sent around to people, and then before you know it, and if you get a video, you can download that video too when you get it sent in Messenger. So like, it's pretty disgusting, dude. Like, let's break down, like, just speaking about the Capitol riot, like that was organized on Facebook. Like they actually know now that it was planned on Facebook.
So people plan that.
Yes.
Well, to whatever degree you could, I suppose.
No, well, like there was definitely a cell of people, 30, 40 people that had coordinated. They're thinking even upwards of 80 people had coordinated on Facebook and planned this out. And it's
dude, here's the scary thing about that. People are losing their jobs just for being there.
No, it's bad.
No,
yeah.
Like people they weren't involved in riots.
Yeah,
and they're losing their
there's
jobs.
a wild overreach. What's going on? And now they're using this because of the Even today, like, what is it, like the governor of Pennsylvania or whatever is just saying, like, if you say that the election was fraudulent in Pennsylvania, that's not protected by free speech. You're like, what? Like, and so they're just using all this stuff as a way to be draconian and pass crazy shit. Now
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he said on like MSNBC.
What about the domestic terrorism fucking bill? They just trying to get introduced. Like they just wrote a 2,000-page bill. No, they've been waiting for something like this to happen. And and the thing is, that bill makes it very easy to target Americans.
Just like the Patriot Act. There's such a broadness to it. Like anybody could be. This could apply to almost anybody for any reason.
Well, it just goes under the assumption they think because you're a Trump supporter, they have the right. Because let's say you just follow Trump on Facebook,
or you bought that hat.
Well, that's the thing is if they would have a right under this Domestic Terrorism Act, because now if MAGA is being described as terrorists, like people who are MAGA, part of the MAGA group, MAGA following,
is completely ridiculous,
which is crazy. But what they're gonna do is probably, even AOC came out and spoke out against it. And Ilhan Omar.
She speaks out against it on one side of her
She'll
mouth.
vote
and
on
on
it.
the other side of her mouth, she's just like, yeah, but we should really fucking ban all you people. We need to protect ourselves. These people got a little taste of what the rest of the world has to feel like on a constant basis, and they're all losing their minds.
Well, I mean, it just goes... These people are losing it, dude. And I don't know, man. I mean, I think we're going to look at probably with the raise of the minimum wage... possible cancellation of all student debt. It's actually something Joe Biden said today.
I think these things are pie in the sky bullshit that every politician promises people when they're.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Half of the stuff.
Is he going to send us more stimulus money?
Yes, $1,400.
Most likely that will happen.
And people are going $1,400 does not equal 2,000. Like they're pissed because they want 2,000.
Because everybody forgot that the whole deal was they're gonna get you up to 2,000.
Nope.
Because they already sent you 600, and everybody people pretending like they don't understand that.
In Cory Bush, and these people they're already turning on Biden. They're always calling him out.
But they were just waiting for him to get elected to do that because they have to position themselves away from him, and then he's going to try to kind of go their way. He seems like he kowtows a little bit to them, but we'll see. I mean, the next year, we're going to learn a lot about what's going to happen in the next few.
I mean, it's literally going to be a fucking shit show, dude. But just that, and that's really where it comes down to is I personally think, you should be able to say what you want, freedom of speech, of course, but it's fake. It's fake.
Well, why can't you say that the election is fraud?
Well, hold on.
Because they say that's on YouTube, dangerous terroristic sentiment.
Yeah. Why? Well, they're saying it's seditious behavior to claim that we didn't have a fair election.
Isn't that wild?
Why? What if it wasn't fair? What were we supposed to say? Nothing.
Well, okay, no. So
we just went through.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
I was going to say, we went through 4 years of seditious, quote-unquote, behavior. The rules they're applying right now, if we took this back to 2017, what the fuck would they all be charged with sedition? What about all these things? And then I was watching videos of the inauguration day from 2017. I forgot how fucking crazy that shit got. I forgot. There's literally black bloc people down there just smashing fucking windows, setting cars on fire. I was I forgot all about this.
Well, it's really upsetting that they're moving forward with impeachment, doing all this stuff, and you're like, this is not what they don't care about healing. You have 25,000 troops now in DC. They just upped it from 20 to 25,000 troops. It's a big show of force or whatever. Yeah. But so we have Corona. You can't open your businesses, but to protect the Capitol, you can have a super spreader event.
Well, now that they're exactly right. And now,
you know what I mean? You can't open your business, but you can fucking have 25,000 people mass gathering outside the Capitol to protect these people.
Yeah, they don't exactly protect because when their property and their lives are on the line.
It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. That's the only time it matters. But when it's your fucking business, when it's your life, when it's your neighborhood, these people are nowhere to be fucking found.
Nowhere.
They've done nothing for like a year. They're playing games, playing fucking politics, angling, doing shit. And this is both parties. Nobody's innocent here.
No, I'm just shocked that they're saying that if you say it's a rigged election.
Well, you can't, on YouTube, for example, you can't say a couple things in succession. But like out, it's not that you can't, okay? Like outside in the real world, you can go around and scream it all you want. Will you be arrested? No. Will you be maybe tracked by the government? Yeah.
All right, but Dan, here's the thing. If it was a rigged election, this is what they would want to do to people.
You're right. You're 100% right.
So that makes me think that it was rigged.
That's a fair. That is literally a fair argument. Yeah. But that's a fair argument. Like that's if they were going to manipulate the system to have it fit the way they want it to be, they would tell you everyone that believes that it was quote unquote rigged are crazy.
Like literally, the entire thing has like this air of a giant psyop. When you start thinking about Q. You start thinking about, especially in the past year, when everybody's locked at home, suddenly the media starts like breathlessly talking about Q all of a sudden, spreading it out there even farther and farther. When even before that, it was like 17% of people polled had ever even heard of it.
Still a lot of people, dude.
I know, but what you're doing, but you're obviously gonna make that a bigger thing. Then people are gonna go seek it out because the media is talking about it.
Yeah, but Sean, the people who watch CNN, MSNBC, and any of that shit don't never fucking
no.
Like
I don't know that.
No, but like you didn't radicalize somebody. It's been
dude, they're all crazy. They get radicalized by their bullshit on TV every day. These people are not principled. They just go with whatever feels good.
It's been proven that YouTube and television does not necessarily radicalize people. Hold on, let me finish. The same argument it was made for video games, violent movies for a long time. That can Hold on, let me finish, please. Let me finish. That could radicalize people. That's not true. It's generally on places where people gather, like Facebook and Twitter, where real radicalization can take place.
Yeah, that stuff can happen because it's a one-to-one interaction. You actually feel like it's validating because you're talking to a real person. But like to bring up television, the news and stuff like that, people look at those things like they're authorities. There's a lot of subtext in the sitcoms you watch.
Yeah.
All of this stuff is culture building stuff. Like if you go look how society has progressed and you started looking at the television shows and then the direction the society did progress, you're going to see the values that people adopt 10 years before will show up on TV. And then it'll be in everything for 10 years, and then culture it normalizes it, they adopt it. I mean,
culture is downstream from or politics is downstream from culture.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying is there are people that engineer those things. Some of those things are engineered.
I mean, there is definitely some sort of greater...
It takes time. It's probably a much faster radicalization thing if you're on like Facebook talking to like-minded people or whatever, and then you wind each other up, and then somebody has a bad piece of information, then everybody runs with it, and then suddenly that becomes fact, and then they send you down another rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I'm sure.
But those
obviously faster that way. Yeah.
I just think that the amount of people that truly believe in Q, like I sent you that video. Did you guys watch that Brandon Tatum video?
I watched.
It's crazy.
A good amount of it, yeah.
It's like crazy.
I did not watch it.
He has.
Oh man, it's 3 hours.
Why isn't he pulled off of YouTube? He's got like
I don't know.
4 subscribers,
right? Because of money. Well, he's not. I mean, he has said some pretty crazy shit. I was pretty shocked he was still on there because he gets like kind of out there.
Then the next day though, because I ended up subscribing to the channel or whatever. And then the next day, he's just like, maybe it's all good. Maybe there is something going on. Like, because that video you sent me, he's just like, we were wrong. We were duped. Fuck Trump. Trump gave up.
Yeah. I mean, he still thinks that. I mean, because I just was so flabbergasted because I never saw him being so
a Q guy.
Yeah,
I'd never heard of him before, so that was my introduction to him.
Well, Brandon Tatum kind of started out as like the police officer, kind of speaking out for police, like against like Black Lives Matters, where he kind of got like viral on Facebook, you know?
Yeah.
And then he started a YouTube channel, and there you go. But during this last year, he went from like 200,000 to or 500,000 to over 1 million in like a month. Subs, because he was speaking so heavily against the Black Lives Matter movement that was terrorizing America for 4 or 5 months. So I never really saw that happening, but like the My Pillow guy is like completely in it, like believe in it.
See, but this is where are we getting this information that guy's really in it? Like, I don't know what.
Are you kidding me? I've seen videos.
I haven't.
There's videos of him like literally like on January 8th, 2 days after, he's like, "Don't worry, Trump won't give in. Like he's gonna he will be like I'm telling you, like these people are heavily involved, and I doubt the My Pillow guy is part of a psyop. I think that's a guy that just
part of the psyop is not necessarily it's not those people that are the ones controlling the psyop. You just need like 100 people on these message boards that know what they're doing to
so
start
Twitter's doing the right thing
stuff.
by kicking people off then.
No, I don't think so.
Why?
Because I don't think I don't even know if they're proving that these Q people actually have done anything. You got to prove this stuff before you just start taking action. Like, so these Q people look like they're fucking retarded, Dan. Like, they're not smart. They're not organized.
Well, they literally just proved that now there's 2 guys that were anarchist or left-leaning people that were like some of the top people, like instigating, telling like blah blah blah.
So there's a top-down thing going here that there's a lot of moving pieces, and I don't think they have any real insight into what's actually how it went down yet.
I think they know enough to say. I think they know enough that listen. These were Trump supporters. There were Trump supporters in there. There was like 150 some odd people. I think they've made over 100 arrests so far. It's a terrible thing that happened that day, regardless. But
no, but we know. We've talked about this ad nauseum, but mob mentality does kick in. Like, you need people to provoke and be provocateurs and instigate, and then the rest kind of takes care of itself because you already have people that are mad.
Well, like I'm telling you right now,
for a righteous cause, and then if you add the Q element to that with like the most activated people, then they feel like, oh fuck, this is it, this is the moment, we're going. But if nobody had provoked them to do so, they probably wouldn't have done anything. Because they're sheep. They're sheep.
There was definite coordination, and there was absolute planning. You can tell from the videos. Yeah.
Okay, but Dan, here's the problem. When they were doing the riots all summer long, the media's argument was, this is what we get because America's unfair.
Yep.
Well, that's what these people thought too.
Yep. I am not lost on the irony and the.
But they don't mention that. No one's mentioning
the selective editing of this summer that we've seen from the mainstream media. But the thing is, there is undeniable proof that America got really screwed this year, and I'm not talking the election. I'm just talking period. We were forced to shut down, like 400,000 people supposedly has died from coronavirus, according to the new numbers that came out. I believe we just hit 2 million worldwide. 2 million people died from COVID-19 in the entire fucking world. That is like nothing. More people die in car accidents worldwide probably every year than that. Probably. I'm not going to say I know for a fact, but there's way more things that kill people every year. So we shut our businesses down. They had press conferences and constantly lying about Trump. We just got out of the impeachment, the Russian collusion bull crap for years. People probably felt like they were going crazy, dude. And then the election happened, and it was probably deliberate. Biden probably, let's say he won for real, like he did. Okay, so it's certified he won. It is what it is now. We can bitch about that later, but he won, and people like 80-something% of Republicans think Trump got screwed.
Yeah,
like a lot of Republicans do think Trump got screwed.
I do.
Yeah. So like I understand why people are upset.
I mean, because just what they're doing. If you're telling somebody, hey, you cannot say the election is rigged, you're basically telling me that it is.
Well, that's how people feel. It's probably a fallacy, but people feel that way because it gives you like the martyr complex, and it gives you like the soldier complex, like romanticizes it even more.
So why are they doing that?
Because they don't think ahead.
No, but what's their point? What are they trying to stop? Why are they saying, what's their rationale?
Right now?
Violence.
Well, yeah, when he said, hey, for what?
They're going to use they're using the Capitol, what happened at the Capitol, to justify all of this draconian stuff because they said, look, when we let people do this, this is what happens. And we can't let this happen anymore. They tried to kill democracy, Michael.
All this stuff was going on this summer then.
Mike,
this is what I was saying earlier, dude. They don't give a fuck until it comes to their doorstep. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. They don't give a fuck about the economy.
Yep. Well, think about it, dude. Mike, they sent maybe I think it was like a couple hundred people to Minneapolis when the city was burning down. They sent 25,000 National Guard members
to go
to the Capitol to go sleep on the floor in the Capitol, on the fucking floor, because 100 people broke in for like 2 hours and they kicked them out, and then nothing has happened since. Now they say they have credible threats, which I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's a lot of crazy people out there right now, man, that are planning or, trying to think that something's going to happen. That's real.
Oh, I think that's real too. But I think that was real in the summer too. I think there was people making threats in the summer too as well.
They were
destroying cities. Dan, look what happened in Atlanta. They destroyed that city. L.A.
Yeah, well, they destroyed Minneapolis. They destroyed Kenosha. They destroyed everything. Every place they touched was.
But the media was like, "Oh, well, this is what we get as Americans for how we acted."
No, and then you had all sorts of, young politicians talking about this is the revolution. This is we should have unrest until things are done, et cetera, et cetera.
Not even young ones. You got Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi. This is just what people
Maxine Waters. Like, what about that? What about that fucking lady? She was some. I don't know if she was a representative or she was some sort of maybe state government level, talking about how like there's going to be a reckoning for Trump supporters. Like, we're coming for you.
I thought that was a few people.
This is like
things like that.
No, but this was like a couple months, like a month ago, or whatever. This is right after the election.
This is like we have this weird blame culture, this weird like being able to say whatever you want about somebody without any consequence culture has been translated into politics now. I mean, you have AOC saying that, basically accusing Republicans of being white supremacists. You're like,
yeah,
well, they've already done that all year.
I mean, I know that, but like, how is that not like completely fucked? Like, how is that okay? Like, why aren't people just being like, no, we're not? No,
Sean, they were calling all the people that went to the Capitol insurrectionists and blah 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 and all these like negative pejoratives, and then they had the dude that was egging people on CNN.
I know.
That night or whatever, the next day.
Yeah.
They didn't vet him. They didn't look at him. Like, and all this stuff was up on his social media about how it's called Insurgency USA.
Yeah, and nobody, because they don't care.
No, they don't.
And they know that
all about a narrative.
Once the correction comes around, people don't care because most people won't even see it.
Yeah.
So they'll just go with whatever they can get their hands on first.
Well, I just think they better be careful. They're going to start putting this hate speech and not being able to say stuff. Well, it's going to come back to haunt them.
Well, no, but like this has already happened before, Michael.
I know.
This stuff is like this has happened in America quite a few times already, and fairly recently, honestly. So, I mean, you even go back to 2003, 2004.
Well, now it's different though with social media and what social media has of how much control they have over how things go.
No, well, they definitely affected the election in a lot of ways. That was election. That should be a considered election manipulation election. irregularity, just how the social media like banned stories, didn't allow people to talk about certain things. Wouldn't, well, we already know. We've talked about it before, but yeah,
But it's like a whole new thing. That's like a whole new thing where nobody knows how to handle it.
Yeah, I think it's going to take us a long time to figure out the right balance between regulation, like, deregulating, over-regulating. There's going to be a power struggle for a while.
Here's the thing, Dan. If you let the government go in, well, if Trump goes in, well, that's great for Trump supporters. But if you let Biden control it, well, that's not good for the other half.
Mhm.
So it's like if the government controls it, it's kind of fucked either way.
Well, you don't want the government to control it. But the thing is, like, the balance, but like maybe really do get rid of Section 230 so that nobody will want to be on these platforms. And a lot of
what
people
does
won't be
Section
able to be.
230 do?
Section 230 protects them from, like, basically you can't sue Twitter, you can't sue Facebook because they're not considered publishers, they're considered platforms. So they're not considered, like, they can't be charged. They can't be sued by people. Like, I can't sue Facebook for being on Facebook if you insult me on Facebook. You can't sue me, I can't sue you. I mean, we can only sue each other. We both can't sue Facebook for what content is on Facebook. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so if they get rid of that, they would go.
Then everybody would be able to sue Facebook. Everybody would be able to go after. Because that means they would go really hardcore and like actually be deemed a publisher. They could remove all these things like easily. And
I know, but everybody would get removed.
A lot of people
most
would,
people,
for sure.
I mean, it would probably be just like it would turn into like a news feed where it's like only verified people could be on platforms. You'd have to be like a verified, trusted member.
Like, you couldn't even get followers. You could only follow people, probably.
Then nobody would have a voice.
But guess
except
what?
for like
on the
the
internet,
certain people.
yeah.
But that's good.
No.
It is. It would be good because then people would have to stop. They would strip the power of Facebook and Twitter completely.
Yeah,
It
but
would
Dan,
strip
sometimes
them of
it's
their
good
power.
to have a little guy have a voice.
It does. All right. Like, how do you?
I assume you mean like it would come back around, because
Yes.
those people, like, they're gonna lose so much money. It would be so devastating to these platforms like YouTube. Be fucked if people can't upload videos. They don't have a business model.
Yep.
So if they don't have millions and millions of people just fucking constantly uploading videos to their site, they have no business model. Same thing with Facebook. If they can't constantly feed you ads, they have no business model. Twitter.
Yep.
Twitter, I don't know. They get money from the government. They get money from this fucking CIA.
Well, they definitely do get money from ads, but it's not that much.
No.
It's not as much as people would think.
They've never been profitable.
They've never really have been, and they just lost, $20-30 billion in value in stock anyway. But there's something to be said here. Maybe it is the right move to get rid of Section 230. That's the way you kill them. That's the way you kill their monopoly. It's like, fine, no protections for you. You guys want to act like publishers, then you are publishers. You guys can have all, and it's the same bad thing about Twitter banning all these people. Like, there's no spice anymore. It's pretty blah. It's boring. You're not really like seeing edgy, fun content. You can literally have a girl getting pounded out on Twitter. We'll watch it. She can post that video, but you can't say that there's something wrong with the election or you'll get flagged. Like,
That's
there's
crazy.
not even like there's no 18 and up login thing. I don't even think on Twitter. I don't remember when I signed up if I had to click I was 18 and up.
To
But
me,
yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
it. But that's the thing is, like, de-platform the companies then, and then they'll all be sitting there with their dick in their hand. Instagram and Facebook just unblocked Trump.
Then what do you do about like Google and YouTube?
Well, YouTube, if they're considered a social media platform as well. They're a publisher. There is some differences there, but they're social media. They're part of the social sphere.
So you would have to be like a verified.
I mean, honestly,
to get on YouTube.
I don't think it would be a good idea because I don't think you'd ever get it back, and then it would not ultimately would not be good.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Well, why is it bad then?
Because we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing.
Ultimately, exactly. I mean, ultimately, like, less speech is bad than more speech, and
It's not less
they would just. What do you mean it's not less? Of course it is. If people aren't able to actually express themselves on the internet, unless they go to where would they go?
Okay, I have a question. What did they do before the internet?
I understand that, but society has changed. Like, we go back and talking to each other and stuff, but those things are not necessarily preferable. I mean, I can't say like all of this.
Preferably, it might be better for society, honestly.
I don't know if it's all better or all worse. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, like, all I'm saying is, how did people who were not hurt? So it's like
that's like saying like, why don't we just go back to like people having to write letters and use horse?
Well, Dan, they would have to do something drastic.
No, you're not.
If you
you're
were like a
missing my
small
point.
guy, you wanted to get out, you would have to do something like crazy.
You have to suck a horse's dick.
So, like,
Yeah.
yes, there was a famous story. This man, I can't remember his name, but basically he had to burn an American flag. This case went all the way to the Supreme Court. He bought an American flag. It was his, and he burned it. And then he got recognition, like notoriety. Like, all the cameras came, and he was burning the American flag. It was like this huge deal. He got arrested, but his message got out there. It is like the president always had like a more powerful voice than the people. It doesn't mean that the people didn't have freedom of speech. It didn't mean just because you don't have the same just because you don't have the same level of voice, like as far as like your projection of your voice, doesn't mean you don't have freedom of speech.
I know that, Dan.
Well, yeah, obviously, Dan,
So-
but there is a value into not being beholden to institutional information.
But then you literally wouldn't be then.
No, you wouldn't be, because the only place you're going to get your fucking news is like, okay, well, now I only get these verified sources now. That's all I get. I don't have alternative media platforms. I don't have those things.
There would be
what
no
did you-
Zoobox.
Okay, hold on. But what did you do before?
You didn't have it. That's why the internet was great.
Yeah, but that's
Who says it's not a good thing?
That's not a good thing, Dan, to be able to be. People were just being gaslit and manipulated and lied to just as much. And now we have a chance to kind of discover that. I don't know if that on a long enough timeline, if that ends up being a good thing that we actually
And there was
have.
alternative radio stations, alternative newspapers,
That's
alternative
not
stuff
coming
for
back.
sure.
It's not coming back. That's
I'm not saying I'm not saying it is coming back, but that doesn't mean that a website can't get popular. That on like a messaging app like Signal or something, or WhatsApp, that you could share a website with your, like, you're in a group chat or whatever, and you share, hey, this website's really cool.
Yeah, but if you're
and then you go there.
If you're hosting the content, and if it's a place where you send people to, are they interacting with your website?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Because you're saying like basically make this closed net social media.
Well, no,
Between
it's
these
not
things.
even about. It's not about closed net. All I'm saying is like, there is a way to adapt. I don't know. Is social
So basically,
media,
everyone have their own website.
Yeah, like that's
No,
what you
you'd-
could do.
You know, you'd have to have your own internet.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because
You
Section
pay for your
230
internet
applies
service.
to things that are on the www, on the World Wide Web, which is not the
Not
entirety of the internet.
not everything.
Any what's social media, anything where you can post a message,
Yeah.
it applies to. That's the whole thing.
4chan and all those
Well,
places.
it's because you cannot go after the service provider or the person that runs the website for something somebody else writes. That's the whole deal.
Well, that's why you would have to moderate your own content, I guess. Listen, I'm not saying that there's a good way to do it, a bad way to do it, but if Section 230, they have too much authority. They have too much power. They have
No,
more
it's-
power
it's-
than the government.
yes, because-
Sean, they just swayed in a presidential election.
I understand that, but you don't need to throw the baby out with the bathwater, is what I would say. I don't see the point in blowing it up, because I don't think it would actually solve your problem.
What is
Well,
the
I don't
problem?
know what the solution is.
Because if it's driving people mad,
Are
if
we
social
getting into this
media-
thing where this happened last week, and now like fundamentally we have to change everything because obviously this is bad? Like
No, that's not what I'm saying. But like, if it's not healthy, you could argue it's not healthy.
Okay, but Dan, is this healthy?
Society.
What if these companies just let everything be free on them? They
It
just
should
said,
be.
they just said, would this be healthier? If they just said, we're not taking anything down, we're not banning anything unless you make a direct threat.
Yeah,
There are
like
places
child
like
porn or like that. Yeah,
Gab,
and they're trying to be.
Gab is
and
like that.
mine's is getting taken down now. Google give them 24 hours.
to fix like a ton of weird stuff. Yeah, they're going after them, and now
Why? What is Minds?
It's another
Mine's
social
is like-
media app.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's kind of like Twitter, but it's not. It's like only First Amendment stuff. So anything that's protected by the First Amendment, you can say on there.
Same thing. Gab is pretty close to that too.
The same thing. Twitter used to be.
Yeah.
Well, that's a problem with Google.
Yeah,
That's a whole nother thing.
Well, that's because like you have to break them up. Then I don't know.
Yeah, because that's not going to Google. I mean, it wouldn't solve the Google problem. It wouldn't solve the Amazon Web Services problem. It doesn't solve these problems.
But they're a different problem than the social media problem.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you get rid of 230, like some of the problem is the pressure that comes from these web hosting services.
That's what I mean. They're different. That's a whole different problem.
And it's also the legacy media, the mainstream media. They're the ones who are applying a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Too.
Sure. And you're going to give them all of the authority and power if you were to abolish Section 230. They would have complete control of the internet.
I don't see how you could argue that.
Because people are not going to stop using the internet. Even if it's controlled, it's whatever. Like, they were not going to stop getting their information there. And you have to have things that are breaking through some of these narratives.
But Section 230 doesn't. Section 230 doesn't stop people from searching.
What?
Like, it doesn't take away the ability for someone to go search just because it's not centralized in all one area. Doesn't mean that information is not out there.
It doesn't just apply to social media companies. It doesn't just apply to social media sites. It applies to anything that has a comment section.
Okay, exactly.
So what I'm saying, so like, it covers quite a broad range of things.
Well, what about email?
What do you mean? What about email?
Does it cover email?
No.
Why?
Why would it cover email? It's not a public. It's not a public thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And people can privately message each other.
Sure.
Like, we have ways to still communicate. No, you just don't want to. You like it because it's centralized and it's an ease of transfer of information.
But Dan, it would be harder.
On principle, you don't just fucking bend the knee because it's just not working out the way you want.
That's not bending the knee. That's the ultimate defiance.
Because you're saying like, okay, well, we give up. This was a fun experiment.
It's your opinion.
Well, that's what it is.
It's not giving up.
What is it?
Giving up is allowing these companies to control everything.
No, so why wouldn't you just go and advocate for reform and go in there and try to, like, maybe they do need to be broken up.
What's the reform that needs to happen to these companies?
For what? It has to do with the editorial decisions. If you are going to make decisions on this scale of editorializing, like literally what news can be like posted on your websites and stuff like that, then maybe you are liable. Maybe you don't have all of the protections of Section 230, and you could come with provisions and amendments to fix that. Like, you don't need to blow it up because most of the other places on the internet, it is a good thing.
Where?
What do you mean where?
4chan, 8chan, moderates
anywhere
content,
that any news,
everything.
Any news article, anything. It's ultimately yes, because you got to moderate. So like if people are breaking the law or there's child
but they
pornography
literally remove everything that's pro-Republican, pro-conservative.
Who does?
They are complete 4chan, 8chan.
I have no idea. I'm not talking about those. I mean, those are underground subcategories.
It still counts under Section 230. Every single media site, with the exception of. Well, actually, unless there's anything that's outside the mainstream, like conservative, even they get banned. But none of these companies are protecting Republicans or their conservative views or values. They don't have the same values.
Yes, so you have to like kind of try to fight back against that. I guess you need people like players that are serious players need to get involved in these spaces that are actually ideologically different than what is the status quo right now. Like that's what
Donald Trump just got removed, bro.
Donald Trump wasn't. He's not involved in this stuff. In terms of
yes, he is. He's the largest advocacy against 230.
Yeah, and he doesn't even know what the fuck it is or how it works, dude. You could not have. I guarantee he doesn't know even what it is. Somebody told him.
Well, I mean, we can assume.
I would.
We can assume, but there's no way to know for sure. But I can tell you that Section 230 in itself protects these companies, and they continue to do it. Lawsuits are being brought up by anybody.
They want you. Do you not think that they want this gone too? They just
absolutely not.
Yes,
I don't think they would lose everything. All their money would be gone. They would go bankrupt.
They would just change. They would just shift, and I don't think people would stop using it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think people would stop using these things.
Then why are they trying to stop people from going to Minds? Why are they trying to stop people from going to Parler?
Because they want people to go to Facebook and Twitter.
Right. that's because they don't want to lose their followers or subscribership or concurrent users, whatever you want to say, or unique users.
I don't know if that's the impetus for that. I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
come
Well,
on.
yeah, but that's why they would want to get rid of Section 30.
It's just to quell dissident thought. So if you have dissidents that are on these other platforms that are able to kind of have more free expression and talk about things the way they want to talk about them.
Sean, millions of people were rushing to Parler, and what did they do? They shut it down.
I don't disagree with you, Dan.
So Section 230.
Like I just said, you require somebody that is a serious player, like an Elon Musk-esque person, to come in and take a part of this space. I don't know who that is. I don't know if the will is out there to do that. But it would require something like that. Like you need actually cultural pushback from the other side, which is something that traditionally, like conservatives, Republicans, whatever you want to call them, they don't do. They always concede. They always end up giving in.
John, but why are you advocating for state-sponsored social media?
I'm not. I'm advocating for the exact opposite.
But why would you want the government to be involved anyway? The reason that they are in the position that they are is because of state sponsorship.
If there's no protections for web hosters or websites, whether that's media or whatever, if there's no protections, then you are liable for something somebody writes.
There is protections. The Section 230 does not stop AWS from removing people.
No, I didn't say that it did.
So those protections don't even matter when it comes to the relevancy of 230. AWS broke contract and it will be litigated.
Sure, and that's going to go to court and that's going to be what it's going to be. And I don't think that's a good thing. I'm saying if somebody else that had a large amount of money, some entrepreneur, they can make their own web serving service, their web hosting services, and then they can host things, and that can't happen.
And people then it happens anyway.
Because if you had somebody that had control that was ideologically from the different perspective, they're not going to pull it down. They're not going to do that.
And then they will.
Those are things like the Gab had to deal with that.
But after a certain point of time, Section 230 can still protect them, and they can do it.
Over a long period of time, if you think that everybody always ends up being the same anyway, so who cares? I guess. I mean,
technically, look at every institution that we have. Name me an institution that hasn't become the villain or hasn't.
Yeah, sure. If you live long enough, you're gonna see yourself become the villain. That's just life. That's inevitability. But that doesn't mean you don't push back. You actually have to try before you just say well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The ultimate pushback would be the reduction of 230, in my opinion, just because there would at least people would understand and see it exactly for what it is. It's moderated content. It's already moderated.
I think
so. It's already there.
Yeah, but I think you just go in. I don't know. I'm not a legal expert. I would say just in layman's terms, my own pea brain, I would just say that when you have these large entities, these websites, with these kind of unelected, shadowy figures that are making decisions for what information is and isn't allowed on their platforms, when you're talking about blocking news articles like the New York Post article or something, I think that's crossing a line. And I don't think you are now. I don't think you necessarily are even protected under what's there, because you're
technically probably not.
You're taking such crazy, I don't know, leaps out there that you're just suddenly it's okay, well, this isn't really what this is anymore. Now this is not even about because you're not abiding by anything. You're not even using us as a protection because your moderation
but the thing is
so crazy.
What's the difference between on Twitter, Facebook, or on Twitter anyway? New York Post, New York Times, and you and me are the same thing. They're supposed to be the same thing. Yeah, everyone is supposed to be.
We're not though.
Equal.
Well,
they don't follow their own rules.
Sure.
They give verified check marks. They allow people to have more authority and more power.
Well, then just stop using the website and go somewhere else, I guess. I mean,
but that's my point.
Yeah, but that's exactly what would happen if you were talking about this other thing, except that the websites you do like to go to and where people like to leave messages and whatever on news articles or whatever, which even most news sites have gotten rid of the comment section.
They have because they weren't. They were protected.
All of them would get rid of them. All of them would. Because they would. Why would you fucking walk into a hornet's nest every day?
Yes, and that's the question. And that's really. I don't think 230. Get rid of 230. Build something else that is better. But more government.
You have to have a replacement plan. You can't.
It's
just,
either
like,
you believe in regulation, like.
No, it's not, because there's a lot of nuance in these types of things.
Not when it comes to speech.
Like, there's all this stuff with, like,
they can never take away your freedom of speech.
Of course,
that
they can't. But technically, they can't. You might have to die for it, I guess, and that's taking it away. But
no, but that's where it comes down to, is these are echo chambers. This is not, like, it may influence, like you said, our culture, our politics, and it may. I don't know. I don't see 230 going away as like a terrible thing, because then because this is the thing, if they remove 230, okay, and they replace it with something that says, like, you can't take something down, or because they reform 230, that you're not allowed to get rid of content. That it already says that. It already says that only content you have to remove is these things.
But people, because they're private companies or whatever you want to call them, they have the right to moderate in the way they see fit. But
they don't.
Well, they don't?
Because they don't. It's not moderation. It becomes publication. This is where I've heard a lot of legal.
That's what I was talking about. They become editors.
Well, they are editors. They are editing content, and
when it gets to this point, though, and then you have all of them actually working in kind of concert together, which might bring up antitrust problems, which is maybe what Amazon Web Services is going to actually face, is that it might be an antitrust thing. I don't think they're going to go after them for breaking contract, really. I think it's going to be more of an antitrust thing. But
it's already happened. I mean, at least the initial phase, they are basically that they breached contract. That's what they're going after right now. That's what Parler's going after, and then Amazon responded with, basically, you guys can't moderate content, so you guys breached our contract.
Yeah, and then they're going to go and point out every other social media site that can't, because nobody can at scale like that. Even with bots, things get through. Like,
well, the thing that's unique about Parler, there's no place to gather. It's just a feed. There's no groups. There's no. There's no, like. I can't remember exactly how they framed it, but there is no way to organize.
There's no way to organize it, really. I mean, people use hashtags and stuff like that to organize. That's how they do it on Twitter. Like, they just they find ways. You can find ways to do that stuff. Obviously, I think anywhere where there's a will to do it. But
I don't know if there's nothing that can be replaced that is, the way you take away we're their power. So it's like, if you take us away and people stop interacting, and then they go create, because new legislation could come through and say, maybe for posting only, like, you can go post your opinions on these, like, political websites or something. I don't know. Or these political apps or whatever, commenting apps.
I think the protection needs to be kind of broad. I think it actually needs to be kind of broad to be effective. Like, if you start getting into the minutia, like, well, you can come to this space and do it here, but you can't do it over there. It's just, then it gets way too complicated.
Well, that's the way it is in public. Like, you can't go into a neighborhood at 2 a.m. and start screaming.
Sure.
Like, you can't. You can't. It's called time, place, and manner.
I understand that, but I don't.
There should be the same context.
I don't think they're analogous at all. I mean, one's completely virtual.
Right.
It's not. I mean, it's just. I don't know.
Well, that's an opinion. That's an opinion, and the thing is, at least it is. It's an opinion.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Those free speech laws.
I think.
Listen. I've listened to people talk about this, and, like, there is a legal argument for time, place, and manner, and that these people have been, like, the way the social media companies are acting are by limiting people's free speech is taking away the manner. Okay. Like, because you can do it at any time, any place with this, but they're taking away the ability for manner to happen.
Sure.
And to be cordial or to not be, and to threat or not threaten, or whatever. So, like, they're taking away the action or the ability to do something wrong before you've done anything wrong, or continue to do something wrong. Like, so suspensions are, like, a part of the argument. Should these companies be able to suspend you for violating terms of service?
Yeah, I think
some people say yes.
If you repeatedly do something that's against their terms of service, then you could have extensions. You could have suspensions that go from 12 hours to a week to a month. You could do stuff that it could be a gradual thing.
But the thing is, like, these companies, like, I think Tim Pool said it really well when he was doing the Tim Pool versus Twitter, basically Jack Dorsey and his lawyer lady there. He goes, you guys just believe in you have a different ideological perspective. So like they have a completely what they're doing according to their morals and ethics as a company and as a group or whatever you want to call them is completely acceptable because their terms of service is based off of the left ideological perspective.
Yeah, but that's what
of Silicon Valley.
That's why I said earlier, this is something that needs to be fought out like culturally. You need people that get into the tech spaces that have some backing, have some real fucking push to be able to come in and start pushing back. I don't think because like you said, like it's ideological at this point. Like they have like almost a worldview or perspective. And that's the prism by which they see the world, and they moderate their content. So you need somebody kind of, I guess, on the other side to kind of push back against that. That's an actual, real, vital thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Parler maybe, but Parler sucked. I mean, Parler was. I mean, I'm not saying they should have been taken down, but it's so clunky and shit. But
well, I mean, the clunkiness, it sucked. Gab is even worse.
Well, Gab,
honestly,
Gab
their apps fucking slow, like fucking slow, dude.
And then now maybe with this influx of users and stuff like that, they'll be in a position where they could take the next step, and that's really what it takes. It takes actually people leaving these places, and then when these things happen, like Amazon Web Services, like, oh, we're gonna ghost you then, because now so many people went over there. Suddenly, this is a problem. All of a sudden, then
and that's why, like, why would you go
after
after mines?
They have to go to court.
Gross.
They have to take these things to court. And that's where the precedent's going to be set. Can somebody do this? And then you can kind of make the next step, I guess. I mean, you can't.
Well, yeah. I think this is going to go to the Supreme Court, and they're going to remove 230.
This is all. What I'm saying is, but this is all such new territory. We don't even have frames of reference for some of this stuff. Like
what is 230 to you?
What is it to me? I think it generally just protects, like I said, a host or somebody who runs a website or whatever from.
That's kind of because that's basically protects from like libel or defamation, or like lawsuits.
You're not liable for what somebody writes.
You can't sue the host or platform service.
It's the same thing that newspapers kind of have, where
protecting their
they protect the writers because they have an editorial process, and then you can sue the writer, or you can sue the newspaper but not the writer. Which is some of the things that people are saying about Twitter. It's just like, well, if you guys are going to editorialize in this way, then why can't I sue Twitter? Why can't I even bring the case up? And that's I don't know the answer really. I don't know. Maybe it would be better if we just ghosted it 230. I tend to think not, because it would so fundamentally change things. I don't know how you come back from it, but I don't know.
Well, 230 is supposed to, they want to basically, the whole point of 230 was it's protection for private blocking and screening of offensive material. That's the official.
Yes.
Section 230, so that they can go in and they can't be sued because kiddie porn was put up or something offensive, right, or whatever.
Only if it's brought to their attention. I think they don't do anything about it.
But that's my point. Is this is on them? They did it to themselves. If there is no repercussion, no loss of value of their company, nothing, they will find another way to do it. And if you remove Section 230, then their tank. And then you get someone like Elon Musk that lobbies and works with, the legislature up at the Senate and the House, and is like, let's form something that is actually equitable, quote unquote, or charitable to both sides, and develop a new Section 230.
Well,
because then he can come in and clean up.
Well, I mean, a lot of things have to be reestablished in terms of the realities of the internet and what they mean. Are these things public squares?
I think this is what the legal battles.
Yeah, what does it mean? What does it mean when you cut somebody out of the public square? Like, what does that mean for their life? Like, it can be very damaging.
It could be, but like, you got to think about this though. You would be the biggest moron, or the smartest dude in the world to create a competitor to these companies right now, because of the balance of Section 230. Like why would you invest X amount of millions of dollars
people should
until
wait until, especially this Amazon Web Services case gets sorted out. That's actually, honestly, that's going to be a big deal.
It's going to be years.
We got to go, though, because we got to get this under 3 hours so I can upload the audio, because I can't go over 3 hours.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But thanks for joining, everybody. You've been watching Zoobox, podcast about nonsense, much of which you've just heard.
Thank you for coming.
Michael's dead. He's gone. If you want to know more about Zoobox, all the links in the description. Leave a comment, please. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and we'll talk to you folks soon.
My hair's on point today.
Goodbye.